going on? I am Nando.
And I'm DJ.
And this is Mostly Nitpicking, a podcast where every week we pick apart a piece of pop culture by looking exclusively at the details. Woohoo! Wow. This week, it's a movie by a guy, I mean, you didn't write it, but with a guy that sounds like a slow motion guy or a drunk guy or whatever, you know, some weird kind of thing. You're hearing it now, and I think you probably know, looking at the title, what movie we're doing and then who we're referencing. But, you know, if you didn't know that, you could assume this is any Stallone or, you know, even like a weird Russell Crowe impression.
I think the spot on impression told them right away who it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we should all say it at the same time so we know what everyone's talking about, right? So that we know.
Wait, DJ, are you positing a world in which we don't know who the movie stars?
I think what DJ is saying is DJ was doing a really bad impression of Lauren Graham, and he doesn't want to look silly when we all three say it at the same time, even though I didn't do an impression. So I would have done one, obviously, of Lauren Graham. But
I was going to say, wait, Nando, you weren't doing an impression of Brittany Snow?
No, I wasn't, but I do remember her from the 2000s, and I guess post 2000s. She's one of those faces that, like, when she shows up in something, I always have to Google her because I'm like, this is someone, you know. But I just don't know who.
So you guys,
for me, second week in a row that an actor I recognized from Crazy Ex-Girlfriend showed up in a movie.
I was gonna say, yeah, she's Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. She's Pitch Perfect. I think it's probably what most people know her from, but yeah, she's cool. You know, I do think there's a lot of these people had a lot of other movies they worked on that I did not watch. Like Brittany, I'm guessing Brittany Snow had a whole career around now that I was just not party to because I was, I don't know, 15 at the time. Couldn't be bothered.
So I guess the bit didn't work because you guys didn't realize I was doing Brad Garrett. That didn't come through.
You know what, Brad Garrett, yeah.
You know, I tried, but I understand. It's a tough one.
I don't know. I think it was a good impression then.
Are you deciding if I was gonna say, are you deciding if you like Brad Garrett?
Can you hit us with that again?
Brad Garrett.
Hit us with your Brad Garrett.
Do you actually want me to try my Brad Garrett?
I do. Let's do Brad Garrett.
You're gonna get on the mat with the Merv, and it's gonna be throwdown time. Oh my gosh, this is so bad. Oh my gosh,
Steve Austin. When did you get here?
It's a weird voice, though. Like, I'm listening for it. I don't even know what I'd be listening for.
It's the Merv. Raymond, get over here. That's so hard. He has such a distinct voice. That's like deep.
There's a timbre to it that's hard to replicate.
Yeah, there really is.
And an East Coastiness, because he is, you know, he's supposed to be, at least on Everybody Loves Raymond, a New Yorker or whatever,
right,
Long Islander.
Right.
So I do think he manages to, finds its way in. Although I wonder, where is this movie set?
The Midwest.
Is it the Midwest?
Okay.
No, I'm guessing. Yeah, I'm just saying, well, okay.
But it's nowhere specific.
It's probably based on like who this guy is supposed to be, Northern Virginia, right?
Yeah, yes.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, probably like right outside the Pentagon, right? Yeah, that makes the most sense. Yeah, I don't know.
That's a good point. Well, we'll talk about it, but we have to first we have to talk about the news. Oh, by the way, it's the Pacifier. Everybody's like, what movie is it?
Vin Diesel is who we were impersonating.
Of
Lauren
reading
Graham.
the titles of podcasts you're listening to.
We're gonna start. We would never do this, but what if we started the titles of the podcast
never
like
say
that?
Never.
Okay, like the Twitter account that like does the weird quotes. Like we don't know what the weird quote from this episode would be, but we would name this episode like, "Oh my god, I can't believe he ate that shoe!" Right, and then
I know a podcast that does that. It ends up with some of the best podcast titles in the biz.
Yeah, it's not a new idea. Plenty of podcasts do it, but what if we did that?
Then it would be fun. I mean, we don't even need to actually make them the titles, but there's so many fucking podcasts I listen to that do that. And then that means every third funny thing, one of the hosts goes, podcast title. And then the other guys go, I don't know. So we could just start doing that.
Ooh, podcast title?
Podcast title? Wow. This is fast. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, speaking of things that are fast,
and furious,
fast approaching. Yeah, one of the Fast and Furious actors is in the trailer for a certain movie that released today. Even though this movie doesn't come out until like spring of next year, I don't know why they're doing this. I was doing a video.
It comes out on my birthday.
Yeah,
so exciting! It's just so exciting.
Not since Morbius has such a storied film come out on my birthday.
What day? I can't remember when your birthday is exactly, but when does this come out? Is it in April?
Early April. Yep.
Early April. Okay, yeah. So it is currently like September. It's not even October. This is 7 months away.
Yep.
Well, this is just a teaser trailer, Nando. You know, we got to get teased a little before we get the full meal.
I mean,
I love it.
And I feel like but this reminded me of us doing a video about Green Lantern guys or whatever, the people that might get that. And one of the actors that's in it, or that's in the running, is in that Formula One movie that Brad Pitt's making. That there is a trailer for it that comes out in June of next year or something. It's like, why is there a trailer for a movie that far out? Anyway, they're making a Minecraft movie. It looks awful. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you like it?
No. No. What I can't figure out. Okay, so a couple things. One, why does Jason Momoa look like that, and who is he? It's just the question I can't get out of my brain. It's stuck there.
Well, who
like
is
goddamn
he?
sticky tape.
He is one of the people who gets reverse isekai'd into the Minecraft world.
Okay, so those people are all like OG people, unlike Jack Black, who is Steve, and
now,
I'm sure like Slender Man or whoever's going to wind up in this thing.
Now let's be clear. Despite everything about me, I was never a Minecraft guy, so I don't know the deep Minecraft lore.
Okay.
So I don't know. Maybe they are all based on some guys you could read about in one of the many Minecraft novels they came out with. But as far as I understand things, they are original characters who get reverse isekai'd into the Minecraft world.
Fine. So I'll take that part. Second part, why does he look like that? He looks insane. He looks like a crazy person. I can't figure out why he looks like that.
He looks like a hobo.
Yeah.
Oh my God, is he a hobo? Is he a drifter? Does he go on the trains from city to city?
He looks like a hobo from Barbie World in the Barbie movie.
He looks like a hobo he looks like if a kid goes on Halloween dressed as hobo. You know, like their parents were like, a bindle and little circles and stuff.
We don't know why Johnny chose to be hobo for Halloween, but we're supportive parents and we want to, help him along his journey.
He looks like a
one of the
homeless man
costumes
who exclusively goes to the Goodwill outside the roller disco.
Yeah. And it's like, I do just want to, I don't know. I think there is going to be something going on with this Jason Momoa character. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. Well, even the, because, so there's 5 actors, if you count Jack Black, appear in this trailer, along with a bunch of artists, I guess, who do the voices of the pigs or whatever. I don't know who the 2 kids are, but in the trailer, they're dressed in relatively normal clothing. But then the actor who plays Adebayo on Peacemaker is dressed also in a pretty, like, surprising outfit. Like the kind of thing that if you saw someone walk down the street and you'd be like, huh. And then Jason Momoa, an even more surprising outfit. But like, I wouldn't be surprised if they are originally from the Minecraft verse or something, or like are magical in some way. Because their clothing is insane.
Do we think that there's something to, specifically talking to Jason Momoa, that his characters are like bleeding from movie to movie? Because he kind of looks a little crazy in Fast X, right? He was a little eccentric in Aquaman, and then Fast X kind of has like the loose shirts and the jewelry and stuff, and now this is not even Final Form. I'm sure we'll get Final Form 2 movies from now, but maybe the Jason Momoa characters are starting to bleed, kind of like a Johnny Depp, where it's just starting to transition from movie to movie.
I was gonna say, did you see that movie? I mean, we didn't do it. Nobody watched it, but it was called Slumberland.
Okay,
it was like an original Jason Momoa movie by Netflix that everyone said was weird, where he lives in the dream world and like is a dream fairy or something, and dressed like a Johnny Depp. If Johnny Depp was one of the cats or something, like kind of that's what I remember him looking like. And I do feel like that was Jason Momoa. His moment where it's like, oh, I'll just do this. Like, this is what I'll be from now on. Because Yeah.
I only have a loose theory that he has 2 kids who are in like their late teens, so maybe they thought it'd be cool if dad's in Minecraft, cool, because right, that's why Ben Affleck did Batman. We're gonna find out like 2 months after the movie bombs. I did it for my kids.
I thought you were saying that's the premise for the movie, is a dad tries to be cool and hip for his kids, goes to the Goodwill, gets a big pink jacket, perms his hair, and then, takes them to Minecraft land or something. I don't know, because it would appear that this character I think he's from the Minecraftiverse, because in the trailer, he crafts. He teaches them how to do it.
Well, no, I don't think he's teaching. I think he has learned from Jack Black because he says skadoosh, which is the Jack Black catchphrase.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I couldn't figure out. It's okay. Is in this movie, I guess Minecraft is an established video game that's so popular, and they get isekai'd into it, and maybe Jason Momoa is like the world's greatest Minecraft player. Like maybe in the movie he's like a loser, right? He's like can't catch a break, no one likes him. He spills mustard all over his jackets all the time, so he's always going to Goodwill to replace them. And he's like, finally, a world where I can be king. This is our Gagar.
Yeah. Everybody knows what that is if they haven't listened to last week's podcast.
Yeah, well, everybody saw how
everybody did see it. Yeah,
podcast
it
title
broke all box office records. It made $1 billion.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. What's your theory on this, Diggins?
On what's going on here? I think he is a very magical homeless man who dispenses wise advice in like gas station bathrooms. Who ends up trying to save 3 kids who are about to get hit by a truck, and we don't know what happens, but somehow all 4 of them wake up in Minecraft world.
It's pretty interesting,
and they've got to find their way back home. And the 3, he doesn't know anything about Minecraft, but the kids all love Minecraft because the kids love Minecraft, is what I understand.
The kids do love Minecraft.
They do love Minecraft.
Although the kids don't seem to know who Minecraft Steve is, so I don't know. Maybe none of them know. Maybe Minecraft doesn't exist as a video game in this world. Maybe they just end up in the world of Minecraft, which is just like another dimension.
Okay.
I mean, it's possible. Part of me I think the Jason Momoa character has played Minecraft before and is taking these children to the Minecraft dimension. Like, honestly, when you talked about them being his kids and stuff, I was like, oh, maybe that is what it is. Maybe he's like, I did a magic spell to make Minecraft real. Part of it is he's got a weird reaction in the trailer, and this can always be like edited in a misleading way, to Jack Black, which makes me think maybe he's a rival of Jack Black's or something.
Ooh, I like that theory. That's a solid theory.
Because everybody else is kind of like, what's this guy's deal? But his like vibe is kind of like, ugh, him again, but I don't know enough about Minecraft because I couldn't bother to play it.
Maybe that's like, maybe he's Minecraft Jerry who hates Minecraft Steve.
Yeah.
It's
gonna be the Wario of Minecraft.
It's going to be amazing when we eventually do the pod for this, because we're the 3 least qualified people to talk about Minecraft. We're going to have to bring in a ringer because none of us are like deep into Minecraft. I guess we have, like 8 months to get read up on it, but it's not looking great.
First of all, maybe this movie won't come out. The trailer didn't get much good reviews. Like, everyone hates it, so that's not good. But even if that doesn't, like, I think we could play Minecraft. That could be like a charity thing. We'd be really bad at it. We'd all jump around. It wouldn't be fun. But
I would have literally no idea what I'm doing. And also, I don't really like crafting and survival games to begin with.
Yeah, and I feel like it seems like there's a lot more of Minecraft than I thought. Like, I didn't even know there were pig guys, but they're just in there as like their own guys.
Apparently, they're like, well, they've been around for a while, but they weren't like a big part of it until recently.
Okay.
Again, I very little. I know Slender Man. I know.
Yep.
No, there are no Slendermen. There's Endermen.
Yeah. Shit. I know Enderman. I know Dragon. And I know
there is a dragon.
I know Diamond Axe. And Diamond
the
Sword.
Creepers, those big green guys that look like bushes. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
And that's all I know.
fire seems to be a big part of it.
TNT is a big part of it.
Yeah,
I know that.
yeah.
You build a bunch of blocks of that and then do stuff.
Yeah.
I hear that you craft and also you mine.
I was waiting for you to make that joke, and I'm very disappointed that you made it. So thanks for ruining my day.
You're welcome.
Who
That's
made
what
this
I live
movie?
for.
It's Warner Brothers. Ha ha ha.
It's Algae Rhythm.
Yeah.
Oh no. Well, it's weird because this was originally the first time the Minecraft movie or any Minecraft movie got announced. It was going to be directed and written by Rob McElhenney, and from like Always Sunny and stuff like that.
And it would have been a hard R.
So he's
love that.
He still has a credit on IMDb, but I don't know if he still has, like, if that's from the earlier draft of the script or from this. It's directed, Minecraft, whatever, this movie is directed by Jared Hess, who is probably best known recently. I'd say the most recent movie of his that we've seen is probably Nacho Libre. Although he also did right before that Napoleon Dynamite. So kind of going for that, I guess. Also, a movie called Nicktoons, which, what is this? Is this a movie just about all the Nicktoons fucking around? That's cool. I like that. Is there a chance this is great? I guess is more my question. Is like secretly no.
I mean, cool. Listen, in the way that, like, due to quantum fluctuations, literally anything could happen at any moment in time. Yes, this movie could be great. If you're asking me to evaluate based on the available evidence of my five senses, I would say outlook poor.
I will not make the same mistake I did with the Super Mario Brothers movie, which I know you guys said is bad, but at least
you're still right about that.
Yeah,
well, it objectively did well and was liked by people, right? Okay. There's no so this movie will do well at the box office because parents will be like, my kid liked Minecraft, let me take to Minecraft. Child will go, Minecraft movie, let me see Minecraft movie. So this will do well at the box office, but it will be so bad.
Will it though? Like,
be so bad or do well at the box office?
Do well at the box office.
The white hot star power of Harold and the Purple Crayon didn't catapult that movie to success.
It's not Minecraft. Are you crazy? Minecraft's one of the most popular video games that exists for like the sub 13 like demographic. It's like that and Roblox. Like if there was a Roblox movie, it would destroy.
Yeah.
I genuinely have a question here, and I don't think any of us know the answer to it, but I want to put it out there.
Okay.
Because as I'm occasionally forced to remember, we have young people who listen to this show, and like we do curse words here, so I don't know what you're doing.
And we're young. We're cool and young and hip and cool, relevant. You know?
Brat. I'm so brat.
Brat. What was the one I was talking about?
So
before?
demure.
No, not that one. The other one. Gremlin. We're all little gremlins or something. So, you know.
Glizzy Goblin. We're all goblins as glizzies.
Okay.
So go on, Diggins. Now, with all that being said.
Yeah. With all that being said, do the kids still play Minecraft? Like the actual kids? Because, like, if the actual, like, under 13 kids still play Minecraft, then probably, yes, it will be financially successful. In the same way that Five Nights at Freddy's and the Mario movie were, even though those movies aren't good.
Yeah.
Well, but if they don't, if it's more of a nostalgia thing for people our age and younger, but who are no longer children, then I'm like, I don't know.
So here's my answer to that. As someone, like I said, who is young and knows these things, kids do still play Minecraft. I would say the big market for Minecraft is people stream Minecraft. Like it's one of the most streamed games. And there's a lot of content creators that are known mostly for that. But I think the difference is that what was I going to say? The difference is that, like, with Five Nights at Freddy's and Mario, even if you were playing it at the time, like, you know, right as the movies came out, you could play that game and then go, oh, it's gonna make a cool movie. I don't know if people have that, like, thought with Minecraft. If it's the same as, like, playing solitaire or something, where you're like, I love this game, but if someone announced a movie of it, you'd be like, well, that's stupid. Like, I think you could get that reaction out of the actual fans of the game quicker than you could get it out of us. If they genuinely know, like, well, there's no way this will be a good movie. And that's not even to say I think it will, because I think there is a shot it will be good. But I just don't. Yeah, I don't. I also think this is from what we've heard, what I've heard on like the internet and seeing reactions, the Minecraft community does not really like this either. They don't like the way that it exists, like all the stuff that it is.
They don't like that it's something ugly and looks bad.
Yeah, they don't like that it's ugly. They don't like that, like, they're just like, it's like you were saying, an isekai. Apparently there's something called Minecraft Story Mode, which I'm sure you guys all
that's
heard
a Telltale game. It's also really bad.
So people say that is like the good version of this, and like
they're wrong.
Well, I mean, comparatively, perhaps, but
perhaps
I don't. Yeah, I feel like it's just, I don't know. This seems like such a miscalculation. I understand why they made it, but I don't know. We'll be saying different things about it in like a year. It'll be hugely popular, but I don't know.
Well, nobody on Nando, you and I will still be like, I mean, it's popular, but it's not good. Whereas DJ will sacrifice all his principles for the sake of popularity.
Listen. I think, and this is not to revisit the Mario movie, but what their smartest idea was, right, was we're going to animate the whole thing and we'll have Chris Pratt do the voice acting for Mario. We won't dress up Chris Pratt like Mario. I think if this was a fully animated Minecraft movie, it might have a shot. The fact that it's like an isekai Jumanji style, but not even that, because Jumanji was just all real around them. Like Jumanji, but they're in an animated world and settings. Like, it's going to look so bad when they're interacting with anything that's like, if they have to fight a pig or interact with the llama or an Enderman, or if Enderman's going to be a person. Like, it's weird. It's also weird. It's just like such a disconnect. If it was just the 4 that came in that were real and everything else was animated, like Minecraft Steve was animated, not played by Jack Black the person, you'd be like, oh, okay, I can see what they're doing here. But some things within the Minecraft universe are animated and some things are not. That's like a crazy choice. I don't understand. We could get actors for the pig people. Get all those guys who played the orcs in the Lord of the Rings movies. They probably need work. Have them be the pig people. Dress them up like pig people. I don't know. Get
like in real life.
Get Alan Tudyk to be the llama. Put a llama costume in him. Look, now he's a llama.
Yeah, like
He'd
a
be
goat
great.
in that one movie where we all hated.
Yeah.
What was that movie?
Yeah.
Wish. It'd be like Wish. I was gonna say David Spade is my default llama guy, but
that's true.
Alan Tudyk if you have to.
If you're nasty.
Yeah,
if you're nasty. Yeah. I will say something else I noticed about this: the screenplay, screen story, like this whole team of 6 people that are connected to this via writing, and who knows which ones are technically currently connected and were at some point, are all over the place. You've got 2 guys who did a lot of TV and not much else. Like they're mostly known on IMDb for this. So there's them. Yeah, woman named, where'd she go? I closed her thing. The person behind Frozen 2 and Heart of Stone. She has a screenplay by credit, but yeah. But then you have this guy who is the writer on, and this is writer, not just screenplay by, writer on Doctor Strange and Prometheus, and then screen story by on The Mummy, Dune Part 1 and Dune Part 2. So like, if it really depends on who manages to wrestle the pen out of whoever else's hands, we might get a movie that's good. But I don't even know if this guy knows, like if he's got it all together.
I think what's worrisome to me there is that normally what makes these things more successful artistically, or like, better, is when rather than being a cluster of a bunch of different people working on it filtered through the corporate slop generator, it actually has like a strong artistic vision behind it. Like when you say give a Greta Gerwig the Barbie movie and kind of let her do what she wants and assemble her own creative team so that everyone's like working under a unified vision, then the Barbie movie turns out pretty good. Whereas even if you get talented people to do it, if they're all, working through the slop filter, it kind of doesn't matter. The movie still turns out like the Mario movie.
Yeah, it reminds me of, this is like the feeling I had when I heard that the Lego movie was being made. And obviously that turned out awesome. So it can be done. But this trailer,
but again, that was the one where they gave Miller and Lord a lot of creative control,
right?
And they got to like do an interesting thing with it.
Yeah, and oh man, this is gonna be a big movie though. Like, the other thing I wanted to say. So, not to spoil Harold and the Purple Crayon for anybody.
But, as we know, anyone who hasn't already listened to that podcast is definitely going to watch that movie.
I think we're going to say is dead to us, which I'll take too. That's our best podcast, so you better listen to it.
Damn.
That movie has an actor, Jermaine Clement, in a role that some would call the villain. Some would say is a misunderstood weirdo who just wants to have sex with Zooey Deschanel and will kill any child and necessary to achieve this goal.
Again, who can blame him?
Who can blame him? Right? Yeah. But he is also in this. He is in the Minecraft movie. Hey. Is there a chance that the door to Minecraft world comes from the door to Gagal, the fantasy land that Jermaine Clement lives in at the end of the Harold and the Purple Crayon movie? Yeah.
One can only hope.
That would be pretty cool if he's not even in it the whole movie, and then at the end they open up the door to his world, and then he's still not having sex with Zooey Deschanel, and they close it, and then he's like, "This is a big mistake for me. I don't like this," or something. Is what he would
that's
say.
good. That was good, Jermaine Clement.
Yep. That's what I
think it was.
Him and Kate McKinnon's the other actor, and Jennifer Coolidge. Those are the three that were not in this trailer that are on the IMDb page. That could be something, we love them. Love Jennifer Coolidge. Shot all those people that one time, that was pretty fun. That one White Lotus, that was cool.
When the gays were trying to kill her, right?
Yeah, the gays, exactly. That was funny. And then Kate McKinnon.
She was in that Ghostbusters movie everyone likes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Nobody was weird about it.
No. Nobody was weird about that. And I mean, I don't know. I'm sure people will be weird about this, but I can't even imagine who and for what reason. Do you think... All right, here's a question. This is the only question about this right now. Just guessing, is the Minecraft movie in the top 5 highest grossing worldwide movies of next year?
Of just the year, not like of all time.
Of the year, yeah, of 2025.
I'm gonna say no. I think it'll be too bad, and people will know that it'll be bad.
People saw the Mario movie.
That didn't stop the Mario movie, yeah, but
because it was good. Mario movie was good.
Incorrect. I do feel like I am gonna lean no, because I do feel like there are factors working against it. The only reason I might say yes is like if things keep not doing super well, then maybe it ekes in on a technicality. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm with you. I feel like 5 is a lot. I'd say maybe top 10, but next year's just stacked with like Superman and Fantastic Four and all that shit. So I feel like those are gonna make like a lot of money.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be tough to beat those out, plus some other Disney thing, plus 2 or 3 other similar movies.
Nando, obviously the Superman movie is going to crash and burn because it doesn't have the compelling vision of the Snyderverse behind it.
And it doesn't have Henry Cavill, the only Superman anyone will trust with their children or whatever. I don't know. What do you trust him with?
Because he's the only Superman who murders. So
that's right,
that he could kill your children. And that means you trust him.
Yeah, like I don't know. I'm looking at this like next year. I mean, we'll get to it, but like there's a live action How to Train Your Dragon is next year. Megan Thregan 2.0 next year. Maybe
Can't
who
wait.
knows? Formula One Jurassic Park. They might have a movie next year. Like
Formula One Jurassic Park. Like the dinosaurs are going to race.
Yeah.
Or maybe we'll race the dinosaurs or something. That'd be pretty cool.
Well, I guess you do put dinosaur fossils into the cars, so
that's true.
They'll be
yeah,
mad or something.
That'd be really funny if in the beginning it's just like dinosaurs fighting. Wasn't there one of them, like the Meg did this, where like the beginning of the movie was just dinosaurs fighting, and then it cut to like time goes by, and then no more dinosaurs, and then just Formula One movie, never mention the dinosaurs again. Pretty cool. But yeah, it would have to beat Zootopia 2. It would have to beat Wicked Part 2.
Ooh.
It would have to beat Now You Three Me. It would have to beat Tron Ares. I don't know. Stiff competition next year.
So many things.
You know what doesn't have competition this year, though, is another movie that came out, or is about to come out, but the reviews are out, and it's Joker 2, Folie à Deux. It's apparently not great, according to the reviews. But
says who? They're all wrong. They
right?
don't know.
They're the very same people in the movie that would say the Joker isn't funny or cool. You know, like they don't like appreciate Arthur Fleck. So
yeah, when he tried to tell a funny joke, they would say, "You can't joke about that."
Yeah,
it's true.
That lady survives the movie. Actually, now I think about it, I was like, who does he kill? He only kills Robert De Niro, right?
Well, he kills those 3 dudes in the subway.
Oh, sure. I just mean in that one scene. He doesn't shoot everybody else on the couch. It's just Robert De Niro.
I believe so, yeah.
That's why talk shows are so awkward. You have all the people on the couch, and it's like, how do they get involved? They gotta try to chime in. I don't know. It's just it's not a form of media that works anymore. But
yeah. These people don't even know each other, but they're like hanging out. It's like,
exactly.
Just because we're famous, we should be. And then it's just sometimes talk to a girl next to Chevy Chase, and it's like, what are we doing?
Is that a real people that were like?
No, I just came up with 2 names that were vastly different, but now I kind of want to see it happen.
Well, then I was like, wait, is Chevy Chase still alive? And I don't know the answer to that, honestly. I think he is.
He is.
Yeah. And then I was like, is Hawk Tuah Girl still alive? And I'm like, I think so.
Probably.
I haven't checked in a while. Yeah, I'm gonna take a guess at yes. I mean, maybe they'd love it. Maybe they'd be the best of friends. You know?
Maybe.
Like a wolf and a little kitten or something. You know? Where you're like, wow, it thinks it's his mom, and then it like, but the wolf's gonna eat it, and it doesn't eat it.
They made it
picks
work.
it up in its mouth and licks it. Yeah. That could be what Chevy Chase does to Hawk Tuah Girl. Just picks her up in his mouth. He's a tough customer. You guys excited for Joker 2, Folie à Deux?
No, been over this, sir.
More excited with every passing day. It looks like such a train wreck.
Yeah, it comes out in about a month. So, you know, everybody's got a month to get ready.
I can't believe it's a month. That's incredible. It's
October 4th.
I honestly, it's too close to the election. I don't think this movie should be coming out right before the election. I just don't like it.
Because a lot of people will watch it, and then they'll be like, we do live in a society. And then they'll vote for J.D. Vance, who also knows that he lives in a society.
He does know that.
Joker gets inside of a fridge at one point in Joker 1. Remember that? He takes everything out of a fridge and then like sits inside of it. That's something.
Really makes you think, you know?
It's like couch, you know, it's like a furniture related sexual thing. So like, I think that's Joker signaling. You know, what if the first scene of Joker, Folie à Deux, which is Joker, you know, I mean, I guess he's in jail, but let's say he gets let out of jail and he goes to the donut shop, Gotham Donuts, to order some donuts. And then some business guys show up behind him, and then he fumbles his donut order and they beat him. You know, that would be...
Seems very realistic.
I really thought what you were going to say was that what if the opening scene of Joker 2 is him just going to town on a couch, just absolutely buck wild.
I had a third one where JD Vance was gonna go into I don't know what the local Gotham delicacy is, but let's say it's cheesesteaks. He's gonna go ask for a Gotham cheesesteak with Swiss cheese, and they're gonna be like, "Oh my god, this guy asking for the wrong thing on a Gotham cheesesteak."
We know his full name, right? It's not Joker Do Vance. I don't think so. But could it be secretly?
It could be.
Or maybe if his first name is Joker Folia, and then his second is Do, and then Vance. Yeah, I think that's probably who he is.
No, but in this metaphor, who is Lady Gaga?
Does he have a wife?
He does have a wife. It's a real point of contention with some of the people who would otherwise support him because his wife is Indian.
And his children are, you know, mixed race.
No. Well, Well, who does have the energy that you would need for this then? Who could be the Lady Gaga of him? Did you guys see Jesse Waters today? Said milkshakes are like not manly or something.
What? Oh,
yeah,
I guess we kill Jesse Waters now.
Tim Walsh drinking a milkshake through a straw. That's not a man thing to do.
What is a man thing
chugging
to do?
milkshakes or something. I don't know, but it's different than
Who
straw.
wants milkshake all over your lip? You know?
Right?
Yeah.
No, I do. I want milkshake all up in my lip. I want milkshakes just everywhere.
Some of us are so manly that we have thick, full beards, and the last thing I want is to be wiping milkshake out of this thing.
But it's so tasty. I think that's
I love a milkshake. I drink it through a straw because I don't want to be cleaning half of the milkshake out of my beard.
I'm sorry. It's just the straw that's bad.
I mean, that's the thing that Jesse Waters seemed to highlight today. So, yeah.
If it's all milkshakes, then I don't know where I land. No, I'm sorry. If it's just a straw, I don't know where I land. If it's all milkshakes, then get out of here. Milkshakes are the manliest thing ever. Not sure how I feel about the straw thing.
Look, some of us just have such high testosterone levels that we have male pattern baldness. And, so I think we get to decide what is and is not manly. And I say drinking through a straw, manly.
All right.
Well, that's what you say. This is Jesse. And, he's pretty good about this stuff. It says women love masculinity and women do not love Tim Waltz. So that should tell you everything about how masculine Tim Waltz is. The other day you saw him with vanilla ice cream shake, had a straw in it. Again, that tells you everything.
Get out of here, you nerd.
Who does
Get out.
It tells you
Hold
everything.
on, does it? Jesse Waters?
He saw that little straw and was like, yum, yum, yum. This is like something else. So I can suck
he's
on
saying that Tim Walz has something in common with the Hawk Tuah girl.
Apparently. And, honestly, do you think if Trump could, he would make her his running mate instead of J.D. Vance? Is it too 100%. Late for Hawk Tuah girl to be the new...
Well, now, hold on. He would in normal circumstances. I do believe right when she was popping off, she was asked if she would give Donald Trump a beej, and she said no. So I think would...
Yeah.
Who would ask her that?
I don't know.
What she is known for. What a horrible thing to ask someone. Even if you don't think that guy's going to be president. If you do, do you want to be known as the single American who he knows does, that is, none of us would, obviously. No one would.
Nobody ever has or would without being paid.
Yeah. Coercion would be, but that's different. Yeah, that's such a horrible question to ask a person. I think so. Yeah, she probably wouldn't be, but I don't know. Donald Trump, they all say bullshit about Donald Trump. Will Marco, J.D. Vance said he was Hitler, and then he was on the ticket. Yeah. So is being Hitler worse than that? I don't know.
I think in Donald Trump's mind, being called Hitler is better than saying you wouldn't give him a BJ.
Yeah, that's true. That's absolutely true.
That's a good point. Yeah, I think she's also 20 or something. So she probably can't be president. No, I don't know what the rules with vice president. Even for vice president?
I do believe vice presidents have to fulfill the same criteria because the idea is you could end up being president.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now our president is I don't know. I feel like when the president was 100, it was a big deal. We gotta figure that guy out. But maybe if we get a young president, we can have a fun little tiny 20-year-old vice president. I mean, just assume they're gonna be healthy the whole time.
So the only thing that matters is the average age of the ticket. So if you have a 90-year-old and a 20-year-old, averages out to a 55-year-old, well past the limit.
Mm-hmm.
Also, when they were coming up with these ages, they're 35. That's the most ancient person we could possibly conceive. They'll be dead 3 years later.
I was going to say, you were 10 years away from death back then.
Yeah. Well, you guys, speaking of a movie, it's 20 years old. So just the same age as Hawk Tuah girl -1. So it's 19 years old. But also, I don't know if she's 20. She's around there. But
so it would need to take out the laminated Romeo and Juliet law card if it got caught with its 16-year-old girlfriend.
Obviously.
I guess it depends on the state, which we don't know what state it exists in. But
That's true.
And to 2005, different time. We'll talk about it, but things were different then apparently. So Let's talk about The Pacifier. This is the movie of the week, you guys.
Oh, baby.
And
Incredible.
Is there any special reason why we're doing The Pacifier, Nando?
So there is. Apparently, not apparently, but
apparently.
Apparently to you guys, to the people that are listening, this is one of the movies that we got as a I think what happened with this person specifically is they donated money in the one of the donation thingies, and for one of them we did a random, like, anybody who donates more than some amount of money, put them all on a list, did a random number generator, and this person got to pick a movie. So they picked one. They very, very helpfully gave us 5 different movies that we could pick from, some of which made more sense than others, but we decided to go with number 1 on their list. And this is from Movie Turtle on the Discord. People may recognize them. They have decided that The Pacifier, because it's a crazy Vin Diesel movie from their childhood, might make for a funny episode. And they apologize to, I guess, all of us in advance.
It's fine.
In the little message. So.
It's fine.
Apology not accepted.
I feel like it's an interesting one following Purple Crayon. I think that's why we decided to do it this week, or at least I was like, this is a good one. Because it's another kind of like, what if children and something else kind of mixed? One of these movies. Unlike
what if
Purple
a man
Crayon,
who
though,
shouldn't be around children is?
Right, yeah. And this one was somewhat popular instead of a big flop. So, it was. We'll get to it, but this was quite successful. But before that, we got to talk about the IMDb game. B is in spelling bee, because I'm the IMDb'sman of this week.
You lucky duck.
I won last week. I know, so happy. Because I knew about A Crazy Nights, Adam Sandler movie we all like. Probably, I don't know. I haven't seen it in a while. It probably aged really bad.
Nothing
actually
problematic in that movie whatsoever. Probably.
Yeah, you could probably edit that movie down to like a 2-minute cut. That's like the good parts, like not like good parts, but the parts that haven't aged super weird. Where someone says something nice about Hanukkah, and you go, "Wow!" And then like right off the bat, you have to cut off something crazy that happens right at the end of it. But yeah, we're talking about The Pacifier, and the IMDb. Everyone loves IMDb.com.
We love it.
It's one of the, I don't know, if you had to name websites, like your top 10 websites, probably, right? I think it's one of the top 10 most well-known websites on planet Earth. Let's say in America.
Well, now that we're in Web 3.0, there's only 4 websites to begin with.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
So,
everything else is metaverse.
After you get past Amazon, Google, Facebook,
Pornhub,
Wikipedia, Pornhub, like, what even is there? I guess IMDb.
Yeah, and it's, I feel like it's been a website for a while. I remember when it came up and there were like message boards on it and stuff. Those were fun message boards.
But now they're just a graveyard.
Comment sections of individual movies.
Yeah, but God, can you imagine if there was a comment sections now, like on IMDb? It'd be a disaster. Every time a Star Wars thing comes out, the internet would crash.
Just explode.
You just feel a big, like, all the electricity would kind of go up and down for a second. You go, what was that? Oh, new Star Wars thing on IMDb. Everybody has to talk about it.
As though millions of voices cried out at once and then were suddenly silenced?
Mm-hmm. And it's because of that we have to talk about the IMDb actual summaries, which come from a slightly different method, although it's not incredibly similar. Basically, there's a psychedelic drug that the army invented, probably, or something, or they found it. It might have been from aliens. We don't know, but they have it, and they've been
used it extensively in experiments in mind control.
Right, and that's the thing. They started giving it to people. What they realized is when those people fall asleep, they are asleep, and they, like, as far as they know, they're dreaming. And their eyes are closed, but their mouths are constantly speaking. It doesn't say anything, but if you have someone that reads lips, what you can tell is, I guess, in their dream, they're reading IMDb pages, just like all the words from them. And you record what those people say, and then in the the summary part, because obviously we know who the actors in all of these movies are. But if we don't have a summary for that movie, then boom, you can use the thing from the people doing the Vision Quest or whatever. Now, sometimes the lip reading on it isn't great, and you just kind of have to fill in some blanks. But sometimes it's pretty good, because this is our government, our army, our boys. Salute the boys. So a lot of the times they do get it right. And I will say, for this pacifier, I think they did okay. I think they did okay to the boys. So this is a salute to them. Who starts this week?
Diggins gets to decide.
I do. Well, I get to decide because I was last week's. I think loser is a little strong. I mean, like, really, it was such a close run thing. It was like such a narrow victory that I don't even know that saying there was a winner or a loser even makes sense. You know, I mean, I think in a lot of ways we could even say that I did win.
That would be an interesting thing to say, because you lost though. So like, what does that mean? Or, is it?
But I think in a larger
timelines,
in a larger sense, taking the view of history, I think we could say that perhaps I did win.
It's possible. I mean, we'll find out in 2,000 years or something. I don't know how long it takes for something to become like actual history, but maybe a while. But that would suck if historians in 2,000 years have to listen to this. Ugh.
I was going to say, maybe when mostly nitpicking scholars are recording their findings, maybe they'll say that, perhaps I really won.
It's possible.
But anyway, I am going to have DJ go first, because I don't want to think of one for another 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Wait, did we get any...
Nah, I'd say go for it. I think you'll probably get some bits and pieces. I mean, someone could get it dead on. Like that wouldn't be. There's a couple things in here that I'm like, that's a interesting specific to throw at this. But more or less, I think this is fair. It's more than like a sentence. I'll say that. Well, actually, that's not true. It is a sentence, but it's got a lot of bullshit in it, a lot of clauses.
Okay.
So yeah, go for it, DJ.
All right. What after a government scientist is assassinated for his breakthrough software that could change the state of warfare, Navy SEAL Shane Wolf has to take on a job like never before, looking after the family of the scientist who was murdered.
Okay. Diggins?
After losing an important asset on a mission, U.S. Navy SEAL Shane Wolf is assigned to look after or to protect the man's family, but quickly finds the rambunctious children to be more than he bargained for.
Interesting. Okay. So I think Diggins had like the beginning, and then DJ had like the end of the thing.
So if you put us together, we both win, and then it's like when two guys get a gold medal at the Olympics.
But
that's what it's
like. Wouldn't you
like.
say that the ending is less important than the way things start?
That's nothing anything is ever said. If you're on a date, you could have the worst intro ever, but if you bring it home at the end, they'll be like, I like this guy or gal.
I don't think that's true at all. Yeah. I think first impressions make such a big deal that I'm not even...
I think if you make an amazing first impression and then like it kind of like ends a little more limply, I think they'd still have that first impression in their mind and be like, I could give this another try.
Guys, what does ABC for? ABC stand for always be closing. Always be closing.
And we're supposed to realize that Alec Baldwin in that movie is a huge asshole who we shouldn't listen to. So beginnings are more important.
Yeah. Diggins is not on the Alec Baldwin side. He is on the Kevin Spacey character side.
Okay. Hold on.
In his new movie, and all those little ads and all those videos he put out on Christmas threatening people, where we'd be like,
First
hello,
of all,
it's
those
me,
characters
Frank.
aren't even really opposed in that movie.
Yeah, that's true. He just kind of enforced the will of the Glengarry Corporation or whatever. So it's irrelevant. I just love that Kevin Spacey's in that, and yeah, it's a good movie though. But I don't really have too many good. There's not a lot of great trivia. I'll say there's two things that I was gonna kind of pull up and just see if you guys could get these. I'm not gonna do a game because there's some actors in this, but none that I think you could ever, not that I think you could guess. I do want to wonder. Here's first question. The duck did actually bite Vin Diesel's ear, apparently. How did that happen? What did they do on set to make that happen?
Oh, do I go first?
Mm-hmm.
Did they put like a little bit of like seed like on the ear? A little bit of, like bird seed or duck seed or whatever? I don't know.
Perhaps. Diggins?
So to be clear here, what you're saying is in that scene, the duck is actually biting Vin Diesel, and they did something to make the duck do that.
That's correct.
Okay. Honestly, ducks are kind of ornery to begin with, so I don't feel like it took a lot of encouragement. I'm gonna say DJ already said food, so I'm gonna say they put duck pheromones on his ear, so he thought he was a rival duck.
Oh my
god,
that'd
be great.
That's
but
insane.
No, that is not what it was. It's neither of those things. I'm willing to give this one up because this isn't that exciting. But
wait,
I
have one more idea.
Okay.
Did they like? I don't know. I'm trying to think if it's like for a duck to like bite somebody, you gotta piss it off. Did they have like Vin Diesel like shove it before they started filming? Like, no, there's no way like the cruel humane society people would let that happen. Like,
well, I mean, it was Vin Diesel in 2005. The man could do whatever he wanted.
That's true.
Coming off the Fast and Furious movie, he probably shoved the duck a couple of times on set.
Just because
it's a big time. Yeah.
You're lucky you're not on craft services, duck.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Have some L'Orange.
Yeah.
I can't believe he would disrespect craft services workers like that. That's a good, steady job. The duck would be able to live off that.
It's true.
What was it, Nando? Unless it's
hold on.
Do you want to give another guess?
I get a second guess. I'm going to say they had Vin Diesel deliberately withhold bread from the duck so it got mad at him.
That's a good answer too, but no, they just shined a light on Vin Diesel's ear, a little red light.
Oh, that's so
like a laser, like a cat. I know, but it was a trivia there. I was like, that's kind of interesting.
Like I said, ducks are pretty ornery, so I'm not surprised it didn't take much.
Yeah. No, I feel like that's fair. This is an interesting question. Okay, if this is true, this is the most interesting thing about this movie. Okay, this is one question. It's open-ended. You just give me, and we'll take a couple shots at this, see if someone gets it. As of September 2019, the Pacifier, the one that we're talking about from 2005, was the third highest volume of DVD sales in relation to years since release. Why is that? Why in 2019 was this movie just really, really bought unusually high numbers?
All right, I have one.
Okay.
Was there an incident that happened in 2019, like maybe some kind of assassination, or maybe something happened where someone had to actually watch over a family, and they're gonna be like, we're gonna use this as like a funny like training video or something like that, and they like distributed it to like a bunch of people, like the government bought up a bunch of copies is where I'm going with that.
Interesting. Diggins, do you have a guess?
I think that doesn't sound like they would be like such a huge number. I'm thinking that there was some movie or something that got made then where they just needed like a huge pile of like discs or like DVD cases or something. So they just like put in a bulk order because there was like a warehouse full of Pacifier DVDs that the company couldn't offload. So they just bought the whole thing for cheap. And so it just like really bumped up their sales.
That's a fun one. Here's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to cross-reference this and just figure out if this is true, because I cannot find it referenced anywhere outside the IMDb, and those are always lies. But
that's true.
Because of that, I'm willing to drop this one. Neither of those were right.
I have one other guess.
I'll take the one more round of guessing while I see if I can find any reference to this anywhere else on Earth.
Was there a movie in another language that was called like translated to the Pacifier, and were these ordered like by accident? It's like, oh, I gotta get the UK or Canadian version of the Pacifier, the French the Pacifier, but there was like a fuck up, and like another one like this got ordered instead.
Interesting one. But Diggins, what's your other one?
My other guess, that sounds realistic, so I'm going to go with instead a more interesting one. As part of his ongoing efforts to cover up all the classified information he leaked, Donald Trump bought a bunch of Pacifier DVDs so that he could copy information, overwrite the Pacifier on the discs, so that he could hide all the classified info he stole in the Pacifier DVDs he had just laying around.
That's so great. Sir, why do you have so many Pacifier DVDs? Oh, I love the movie. It's for my kids.
Okay. Well, wait. Is that your Trump impression now?
Yeah, hold on.
I mean, my current Trump impression is suffering succotash.
Yeah.
What's going on? The child it's a problem. That's my current Trump impression. It's good. One,
so
right?
neither of those are correct. That's a decent Trump impression. The answer that IMDb gives me, and I don't know if this is true, is that one man is attempting to collect the most of this DVD and currently owns 2,400 copies, including 500 he bought in 2019.
What?
Just wanted to own all the pacifiers. I mean, I've heard of
right.
people doing this for other movies. I just cannot find a reference to this online.
IMDb not citing their sources. What?
I know. All right, how about this last one? A lot of actors. Yeah. A lot of actors apparently were up for this role. The role of Shane Wolf. I don't know how close any of them were, and like, it's very possible that. Well, it definitely, according to this, one person almost had it and then dropped out. But there were a couple other actors that we would recognize the names of who were going to potentially be in this movie. You just take guesses at who they are, and if you have one that you're like, it was definitely him originally, tell me who you think that is. But yeah, we'll just go name some actors. We'll do a couple rounds of this, so if you get one right, that's not an automatic win.
Bruce Willis.
He is one of them, correct.
Dwayne
Diggins?
The Rock Johnson.
He is also one of them, correct.
Keanu Reeves.
DJ? No, that would have been fun.
I think so, yeah.
Early 2000s kind of comedy action stars. Chris Tucker.
No, that would be great. DJ?
Ooh, that's Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan is one of them. In fact, Jackie Chan was originally attached to be in this film. The ninjas in the movie are from his stunt team. And the duck was a running joke that originally, according to this, Jackie Chan's character was going to cook a duck he found outside, and the kids were going to be horrified by it, and then he was going to keep the duck as a pet. But when Jackie Chan left, they were like, well, we do still like the idea that there's a duck in this house.
Wow.
And they didn't. Yeah.
Oh my
so
gosh.
Kind of racist.
I mean, kind of racist. It is like, duck is a thing people eat. It's not the most racist thing he could have brought in for food in terms of jokes people would have made in the 2000s. But
oh my gosh.
Yeah. I love me some duck, to be fair. Like,
no, duck's delicious.
Nice fatty. Yeah.
Diggins famously makes a great duck.
I make a duck so good it makes DJ forget that they can fly.
Yeah, that's
obviously.
right.
Why would those things fly away? Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say there's two other actors on this list, people that I'm seeing that you guys might be able to name. Diggins, can you give me either of the other two?
Pressure's on.
Pressure's very on.
I don't. Well, no, he'd been Tom Cruise.
No, but that could have worked. Like I could have seen it. I All right, DJ, one more. Give me one more actor, and if this is right, you'll automatically win. And if it's not, then maybe Diggins will. I don't know.
I'll
have an answer at the end of this round. But DJ, do you have one other actor who in 2005 was either, considered for or apparently in line for this role of the pacifier?
You're really trying to hone in on that comedy action star.
Yeah, I don't think either of these names will surprise either of you. Honestly, Jackie Chan is the one out of that list that I was like, this one's like a little bit left to center, but not in 2005. Then he was like crushing it, but if he did it now, he'd be like a little weird.
Brad Pitt?
No, good guess, but no. Diggins, you want to take another guess?
Our good friend Hugh Jackman.
Oh my God, you are so close, Diggins.
Oh, is it our good friend Russell Crowe?
No, it's our other good friend. Come on.
Mark
Wahlberg. Yeah, apparently was considered for the role of Shane Wolf. I was so excited when you started saying our good friend because I was like, well, let's go. Who's going to be? The other answer, Jason Statham. I would have taken.
Of course.
According to this, he was the second choice, but I don't know what that means because it seems like Jackie Chan was the first choice. So I don't know if that means Vin Diesel was third or something. But yeah, those are all the actors that maybe would have been in this. I'm going to say DJ wins for giving me Jackie Chan. And I totally blame you, Diggins, for giving him Chris Tucker.
Yeah.
When we think, again, when we think about it, the fact that I brought in the Rush Hour franchise really means that I win.
Yeah.
The fact that you brought in the Rush Hour franchise but didn't use Jackie Chan means that you lose.
But in a larger, like, moral, spiritual sense, we could say that I won.
I'll give you the spiritual win. Yeah, sure.
Jackie Chan used to do shit like this all the time too.
That's true. He did do the tuxedo.
He did tuxedo. He did. There was a movie that came out after this called The Spy Next Door. Do you guys remember that? No. It didn't really hit, but like it seems like it was this. I've never seen it. But from the
perspective of another character in this movie,
maybe. Yeah, it came out in 2010, and yeah, it's like. Oh, wow. It's very, very similar to this, in fact. Terrorist takes aim at a family, and Jackie Chan, CIA agent, has to look after 3 children. And they're a handful, So, yeah. But anyway, here's the summary for the movie. Having recovered from wounds received in a failed rescue operation, Navy SEAL Shane Wolf is handed a new assignment. Protect the 5 plumber kids from enemies of their recently deceased father, a government scientist whose top secret experiment remains in the kid's house. So as far as this goes, Diggins had protects, the word protect, which I like, and assignment, but DJ had government scientist and top secret weapon or experiment or whatever. As far as I was concerned, they were a tie. But very good, DJ. Congratulations for winning the pacifier.
I did with the assist from Diggins. We really did share the gold in this. I feel I really do.
In fact, one might even say that I won a little more than you did.
I mean, I don't think anyone would say that, but that's fine.
I think some people might say that.
Okay, that's fine.
That'd be
spiritually
brave,
short.
But DJ, as the winner, what did you think of 2005's The Pacifier?
Well, I hope I'm not lambasted for this, like my The Union take, but I quite like The Pacifier. I think that like these like aw shucksy kids, like action movies, like Spy Kids-ish, I haven't had nostalgia for them. I mean, having watched last week Harold and the Purple Crayon, which I think we all can agree was an unmitigated disaster, this made me yearn for a more innocent and, again, some problematic stuff that aged a little awkwardly, but more or less a more innocent kind of just like action comedy kids movie that we could just get the big action stars, shove them in and be like, ha ha ha, that's funny. I know we've had our Jumanjis, right? We've had our Jungle Cruises, everything The Rock's been in, your Red Notices, all things that kids like. But I really had an appreciation for this movie and honestly found it quite charming. I don't want to say like it's good. It is a tight 90, but I think this is one that you could throw your kids in front of and have a good laugh and have a nice family night at the movies, or in this case, a family sit-in in your living room and laugh at Vin Diesel's silliness. I mean, how could you say no to Vin Diesel doing the Peter Panda dance? I just think it's a serviceable children's action comedy that I personally quite liked. Now, Diggins, would you like to tell everyone how I was wrong?
Well, I didn't like this movie.
I got him.
There it is.
I mean, I didn't hate it. It's not horrible. I think just the difference is I just have no affection for this kind of movie. I mean, I certainly watched, like your Spy Kids, etc. back then, but it has a kind of juvenile humor that, I mean, obviously kids like, it's right in the name, but even when I was a kid, I didn't particularly like very much, and I still don't like, where it's like, did you know that babies poop, you guys? It's really funny.
I heard that.
And you know what?
In this movie,
it's funny when they poop in real life. I'll defend baby poop jokes.
Is it funny? Sounds awful.
Is it funny? Is that your your first reaction whenever your son poops? Is you start laughing?
It depends on the context. All right,
you're gonna give him a weird complex in the future. Everybody gonna laugh when he poops.
You're gonna look at his browser history in 10 years or 15 years. You're gonna find some weird websites.
All right,
you're gonna enter his metaverse room, and then it's gonna be a disaster.
Podcast title. Anyway, sorry for interrupting, Diggins.
There you go, podcast title.
No, so I don't like that kind of thing. I do feel like there are echoes of the modern muscle man here that I don't like. Also, where it's like the joke of this movie is, isn't it so funny that a big, strong, cool man is doing like suburban housewife stuff? Isn't it funny how he's so big and strong and cool, and yet he's taking care of a baby? Which A, I don't think is that funny, and B, it just feels very emblematic to me of the sort of, it has the germ of the whole like never contractually unable to lose a fight sort of thing that increasingly becomes a problem with the Vin Diesels of the world as we advance through the years. I mean, on a technical level, it's fine. The story is stupid nonsense, but it's a kid's movie. It's stupid nonsense in the kid's movie way. And I think character-wise, I mean, there's a definite arc to it and all. It's not like incompetently written, other than the jokes not being funny. So again, like, it's not for me. I don't even know if I'd go so far as to say it's a bad movie. I just didn't like it. So that's my review. What about you, Nando?
So I've never seen this before. Well, that's not true. I've seen parts of this. I don't think I've ever sat down and watched it. I have seen, like, we said this, like, this is like almost a subgenre that every action star is taking a shot at. And even action stars that aren't action stars yet. Like, Hulk Hogan had one of these. The Rock had several of these, right? Because he had Tooth Fairy is kind of this. And then Game Plan is kind of that. I'm sure you can go back through like most of the big Hollywood tough guys and find one of these that they've made. That being said, like, I don't know, he would never need to do this because he's so successful, but this movie should be like in Arnold Schwarzenegger's contract or something. He should just show you this movie. If you're ever like, does Arnold Schwarzenegger worth that much money? He's like, well, this is what you get if you don't have me. It's this. Because this is a movie written for Arnold Schwarzenegger and apparently Jackie Chan, but like, it just, I don't think Vin Diesel's a bad actor. Well,
hold on there, Nando.
I don't know. Do I? I don't know. I think he's good at some of the things he does. I think he's just not making big enough choices for me. And a lot of this does come off as a guy trying to pretend, like, this comes off as a movie being made by a star on the rise who is still trying to prove himself as a star versus like Jackie Chan at this time, even at this time, was like huge, world famous, most successful, like martial arts movie star on earth. So like you could throw him into something like this and he could like really take a lot of hits and not feel like a putz when he's doing it. But it kind of does feel like there's moments in this where it's like, if he was being sillier or the movie allowed him to be more of a like dork, I think it could work. Honestly, like I think the Tooth Fairy is a better version of this, and I didn't really like Tooth Fairy that much either. But yeah, I think there's parts where like just the beginning, I think of this movie is super boring. There's a bit where there's like a montage, and then it gets kind of funny. I mean, the ninja thing I think is the turning point for me, where like if the whole movie was that, it'd be great. Or like when he's reading a bedtime story to a kid, and it's clear that the bedtime story is about some of his friends that he had to kill in war or something. I can't remember what the line was, but it's like, and they saved all the gnomes, even the littlest gnome, Rodriguez or something. Like, that's fun. But the problem is, yeah, this movie is just so much of Vin Diesel's character fighting against this like family thing. And yeah, he doesn't move nearly hard enough on it. And I think that we'll get to it, but there's some plot lines that I'm like, yeah, this is obviously the problem, is like, this is the solution. The solution is bad. That being said, it's okay. I don't know. The kids are fine, but Greg Garrett is fine. Lauren Graham is there. You know, maybe one of the most preposterous love interests I've ever seen. One of these, like, just
yeah, agreed.
Not only do they have no chemistry, they just share no screen time. Like,
yeah, she's barely in the movie. She's in like 3 scenes.
This seems like a character who's like already married at this point in her life. I don't see where this guy just shows up and 2 days later she's like, maybe, you know, maybe the women in the Vin Diesel verse just can't keep their hands off him, but like, I don't know, man. It just doesn't track for me. So yeah, movie's dumb. I kind of liked it, but also I think it would be better if it was Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I mean, obviously what it should have been, they even have Sound of Music in the movie. Obviously he's the Maria character, falls in love with the mom, and they get married, and he's their new daddy.
Mm-hmm. See, that's the thing. I do think that's a little too far. I would have loved it if that was the resolution. If like the little kid in that scene was like, "Good night, daddy," and he like glint in his eye. I was like, "Oh yeah, I could fuck your mom." There's an opening here, isn't there? All right then. Yeah, I do think there was like. I mean, this family, for a movie about a family where the dad exploded or whatever, they moved on pretty quick, so it wouldn't shock me.
Fine. They are fine.
There's like 2 moments where a character's like, I'm kind of upset.
Is sitting in a window and she's sad at one point in the movie.
And she even gives us an explanation. She's like, I know it doesn't seem like we're sad, but we are. Yeah, so
sad.
If the acting isn't quite there, you were acting so good you didn't even know it. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. This movie's weird. Diggins, you lost, so you have to tell us what it was that happened in the movie.
I sure do.
About that.
All right, so we open on a Navy SEAL operation. Vin Diesel and his crew are going out to do a big time extraction. They have to go save a guy from Serbian terrorists or whatever.
Yeah.
So they go on jet ski. No, they do like an amphibious, like scuba, assault and steal some jet skis. And Vin Diesel tells another guy, "Go get the dude while I take care of these guys."
Nailed it.
And then that guy just, I don't know, doesn't do it, I guess, because then Vin Diesel ramps the jet ski onto the boat and gets the guy himself.
This scene is pretty bizarre when you put it all together, like all the order of events. I don't want to watch it.
Do all these guys die? Because they're also not there in the next scene.
Right?
Well, even like when he gets to them, it's like some of them are already there. Like what is this mission? Like, I'm gonna watch it again, but you continue.
Whatever's going on there, he rescues the scientist man. And they get to a helicopter, and he's like, "I've got to get you out of here." And the scientist guy is like, "Can I call my wife first?" And Vin Diesel's like, "I mean, you can call her when we get out of here. Like, I just saved you for some terrorists. We should put some distance."
Yeah.
But he's like, no, please. So Vin Diesel's like, fine. So the guy opens up his super secret laptop, like briefcase thing, which I guess is where he keeps his phone.
I mean, in the 2005s, like, I feel like we had phones that were smaller than that, but also they weren't as cool and sciencey. So I guess
cell phones existed in 2005. I was 14 and people had they weren't like smartphones, but they were cell phones.
Yeah, the iPhone is 2007, so we're just on the cusp of the iPhone.
Yeah. So anyway, and then he opens it and it's empty other than a picture of his family. And he's like, don't you think my family's cool? And I'm like, isn't there supposed to be a phone in here or something?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
And he doesn't place the call and they start leaving. But the pilot's dead. And Vin Diesel's like, no. But Vin Diesel gets shot and the scientist man gets killed. And we cut to 2 months later. Vin Diesel's walking out of a hospital. And he's like, it was all my fault. And his commanding officer is like, yeah, it's fine.
It happens. What are you gonna do?
I need you to go. The guy's widow says that people have been trying to break into their house to steal the super secret thing he was making, Ghost. Which is kind of like God's Eye, a thing where a person describes, and I'm like, the U.S. military should not have this. Because it like shuts down a country's ability to actually launch their nukes. So it would make it so that mutually assured destruction isn't like on the cards anymore if you got it into their systems, which is one of the most like insanely reckless and dangerous things I could imagine giving to a military. Like, it's not a focus of this movie at all, but Ghost will destroy the world if the U.S. gets their hands on it.
Well, that and like as a science thing, it's like, this is so specific. Like, I feel like what you've given them is this secret hacking thing that can hack any computer or something. But for some reason, someone made it so it only does the nukes, I guess. I don't know. It's
I don't know. So I guess the guy who died was Skullface from Metal Gear Solid 5, and it's good that he's dead. But whatever.
Wow.
He's like, I need you to go stay with the family and protect them, because people might be trying to steal. Oh, and also find Ghost because we don't know where it is.
Right.
So Vin Diesel's like, fine. And he goes off to do that. He meets the mom and all the kids and the nanny, who's Carol Kane, pretending to be Eastern European for some reason.
Yep.
And the mom has to go to Switzerland to like access a secret vault that her husband had or something. I don't think anyone actually says this before we see her there, but that is what she's doing.
Yeah, and like, do they think the vault has Ghost in it, or do they know it has a key in it? I couldn't remember this.
Like the code for Ghost?
Is
that what it is?
I think they know what's in it. I think they were hoping it was Ghost, but it turns out not to be. It's not. It's honestly, like, they don't really like talk about what they're doing there and like why they came, so it's really not clear.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the mom has to leave, so Vin Diesel and Carol Kane have to watch the kids while she's gone. And I'm like, so he would just be like a bodyguard they put in here. Like, someone else's job would be to take care of the kids.
Right.
I guess Carol Kane, but there's four kids?
Five kids.
There's five kids.
The baby. Yeah.
So I don't know, hire more than one person. When you're going to be gone, like, sure, when you're there, like, you know, the parents and Carol Kane are all doing it, so one person is fine, but whatever, it's not important. Vin Diesel doesn't like the kids, and he sets up a home defense system, and he finds out who has been trying to break in. It's Brittany Snow's boyfriend. Maybe, kind of, who's just like some teenage punk. And she's mad because he found and kicked him out, and he's mad because security is important. and like nobody likes each other. So the two teens, after a few more hilarious back and forth, where he makes them wake up early and is like gives them just huge ugly tracking devices. Like
yeah, they're so chunky.
Surely, A, you had smaller ones. B, you would want them to not be noticeable.
Right.
Regardless. Anyway, so the kids don't like him, so they're like, we gotta get him out of here. So they decide to pull some Home Alone hijinks. And pour oil all over the staircase. And then
vicious murderers.
Try to get him to fall, but he's not the one who ends up falling. Carol Kane does.
Yeah.
And she definitely would have died if this had
100%.
actually happened.
She's dead. She's dead.
She snapped her neck and died. Anyway, so she's all fed up. And so she quits. Vin Diesel tries not to let her quit because he doesn't want to take care of the kids by himself, but it's too late. She runs away. So Vin Diesel's by himself now, and he's got to try to take care of these kids. And the mom, they can't. Meanwhile, in Switzerland, they're supposed to give a password to access the husband's vault, and they don't know what the password is. And apparently, you get infinite tries.
Yeah,
there's a guy who knows the password who just stands there like a genie and goes,
Oh, Nando, you got it right. It's, I am the Swiss bodyguard. I'm here to tell you that the password is correct.
So they spend, I guess, multiple days coming into this bank and for 8 hours guessing passwords.
I want to say it's like leaving. 2 weeks. I don't remember why I think that, but like
I think they say later it's like been 2 weeks. Yeah.
Like, honey, we're gonna be in France longer because we can't remember the fucking password.
So yeah, she's like, I need you to. I'm not gonna be back because it was supposed to just be the weekend, but this password business. Oh boy. So Vin Diesel has to take him to school and everything, which he does. And finds out that like the teenage children are not doing good in school. They show up late all the time and they don't go to stuff. Like the teen daughter doesn't show up to her driver's ed classes, and the teen son doesn't show up to wrestling. But he also meets one of the Gilmore girls, who is the principal, as well as Raymond's brother, Brad Garrett, who is the vice principal, and is that kind of like really annoying, like jerk character you get in these movies. That's like, it's supposed to be funny how over the top a jerk he is, but it's mostly just annoying.
Yeah,
his character stinks.
Yeah, and we got and it's 2005, so we sprinkle in a healthy dose of homophobia in there too.
Damn right.
Yeah,
you know how we do.
But anyway, so Vin Diesel's still like, not my problem. Does more stuff with the kids. He helps the middle daughter with her Girl Scout stuff. They don't call it Girl Scouts, but it's Girl Scouts.
Fireflies, like from
Fireflies. Yeah.
Oh God, The Last of Us, just like The Last of Us.
That's right. Like they're terrorists.
That's right.
Yeah.
The Girl Scouts get bullied by the Boy Scouts, but Vin Diesel doesn't give a shit. And he takes him to like Chuck E. Cheese and leaves the kid, one of the second youngest kid behind. And we get another hilarious poop joke when he leaves his diaper in the ball pit. Wow. Funny.
They make you take your diaper home from the Chuck E. Cheese, even if they know you're like, I don't have it right on me, but it's in there somewhere. They're like, go get it. Or what? You're going to shoot him? Like, why do you give a shit? You just left without the kid. Get home, dude. But I guess not. I don't know.
I mean, it made a lot more sense to me when I thought it was pants. And I was like, well, yeah, you gotta get his pants back. Right. But it turns out it was just a diaper. Yep. So at this point, you know, relations are at an all-time low. The kids don't like Vin Diesel. He doesn't like the kids. They're fighting all the time. But then, what to our wondering eye should appear, but ninjas.
Yeah. Ninjas.
Now, if you're thinking
a second, ninjas.
Yeah, ninjas. If you're like, wait, are you sure you mean that? Ninjas? That doesn't make any sense. I'm like, yeah, man, I don't know what to tell you. Ninjas show up and Vin Diesel has to fight them.
Yeah, I guess fight the ninjas.
Tells the kids to hide in one of their rooms, and then he has a big fight scene with 2 ninjas. The ninjas get away. Because when he got back from the Chuck E. Cheese, the teen daughter, Brittany Snow, had thrown a huge party. He forced all the teenagers to clean up before they left, and in doing that, one of them found a CD with Ghost written on it. So earlier, the ninjas had, watching from the shadows, had seen him put them in his tactical khakis. This CD.
Great security, D's. Really killing it in the security department.
Yeah. Anyway, he beats up the ninjas, but they get away. And so the kids come out, and they're like, oh, man, what was that? So there's a newfound respect because he saved their lives from deadly ninjas. They check the CD. It turns out it's the movie Ghost starring Patrick Swayze.
Funny joke. Insert funny
Pretty
joke.
Good. Don't show me a movie that's good movie. Otherwise,
don't
I
remind me of better
to...
movies. Yeah.
Can we just keep watching Ghost, you guys? See if they watch it for the rest of the night. I mean, they're in the middle. Like, they started the scene where she's at the bank, but still, we can get a good half hour of Ghost in before we have to check back on these weirdos. I don't know.
So now Vin Diesel and the kids are like, let's try to get along. So they turn over a new leaf. Vin Diesel starts helping them with stuff. He starts helping the daughter learn how to drive. He teaches the second daughter to do kung fu so she can beat up the Boy Scouts. But the teen boy's still getting in trouble at school. Brad Garrett keeps picking on him because Brad Garrett's the wrestling coach, and he doesn't show up to wrestling practice. And then one day, he shows up with his hair dyed blonde and with a Nazi armband to school. And they're like, that's pretty fucked up.
It's like, oh, no.
2005, man. That was... What a leap to conclusions. Even today, I'd be like, that's a pretty crazy... Because they see the hair and they're like, but that's not all. They rip out the Nazi band.
Yeah, they reveal the hair first. So he does the hair, and I'm like... I guess if I was his parent and he did that without asking me, I might be kind of mad, but that doesn't seem like that big a deal. And then they escalate to Nazi armband.
Yeah. And it seems like Brad Garrett's character searched his locker because he saw his hair and went, this is probably a Nazi situation. And was right.
Yeah, right?
I mean, was wrong about exactly why, but still was like the good instincts.
Yeah,
I would
weirdly
assume
correct.
if I'm Vin Diesel, I'm like, oh, you planted that in his locker or something. There's some fucking way. I've seen this kid all day for the last 2 weeks. He's just a Nazi. But you know what? It was his Nazi armband, and no one asked him any follow-up questions.
Yeah.
Everybody just goes, I guess he's a Nazi now. His dad died 2 weeks ago.
Insane. Even though, dyeing your hair blonde is not what you do, right? If he shaved his head and he was a skinhead, you'd be concerned.
Or in the 2005s, he's like, oh, it's Eminem or something. There were people that had blonde hair that looked like he looks. That weren't Nazi. I mean, some maybe were, but most of them were just, trying to be cool with their silly hairdo.
And Vin Diesel is like, obviously he's not a Nazi, because back then the idea that somebody in America would be a Nazi was ridiculous.
Yeah, what an insane premise.
So Vin Diesel follows him one day to try to figure out what's up with him by riding a little bike that would have collapsed under his weight. Bikes are made of aluminum. They're not that strong.
Now you had a Navy SEAL steel bike. Navy SEAL
If you're the correct... If you have lots and lots of muscle, you can shift your muscles around constantly and beat the gravity of the bike or something.
Put them in your forehead.
He follows the teen boy, sees him meeting up with a bunch of other Nazis, and he's like, what? But then he goes in the building they walk into, and they're rehearsing The Sound of Music together. He's playing Rolf, the little Nazi boy who is romancing Liesel, the oldest Von Trapp daughter, who is being played by a 40-year-old woman, it looks like.
Yeah, what is going on with this?
I don't know.
Could get another kid in this amateur production? I don't know.
Yeah, it's not. But when I remembered this, because I have seen this part before, I kind of assumed she was like a school child, but then I'm like, no, I guess this is like community theater. So sometimes you just have old people in the middle there.
Yeah.
Honestly, like it's kind of weirder that he's doing it and it's not part of the school. Like, do they not have a drama program there? Is it everything been cannibalized by this weird gym coach who's just, you know,
well, I think
it's gay. We're not doing that. We're doing man stuff.
I think he doesn't want all the other people at school to know that he's interested in drama because it's 2005, and if you're a boy who's interested in drama, they'll be like, "What are you, gay?"
Yeah, and now I'm thinking about it. When was High School Musical? When did that happen?
Oh man, we're around there. It was like 06 or 07, something like that.
Yeah,
like,
06. Okay, so it's on the cusp.
On the cusp. Anyway, Vin Diesel is like, it's fine that you want to do a musical, kid. I really don't care.
Well, it's not just like that. He's like, yeah, well, yeah, go on. Sorry.
The director gets mad because this 14-year-old boy can't do a lift on a 40-year-old woman.
Mm-hmm.
And so he quits. And Vin Diesel's like, oh man, I can tell that teenage boy really cares about musical theater. So I'm going to direct this production. And apparently if you're like, this is a thing that has happened multiple times throughout this movie at this point. But this is the most egregious example, I think. According to this movie, if you were in the military, you can accomplish anything by going through military drills. Like, you can do military drills to teach kung fu to little Girl Scouts. You can do military drills to get teenagers to clean up after a party. And you can do military drills to teach people the songs and choreography to the sound of music.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably true. And to be fair, he didn't have to teach it. They already kind of knew it, right? He just had to bring them home. So
yeah, I mean, honestly, from my experience in community theater, at this point, he pretty much just had to show up and be like, all right, run through, guys. And then they would do it. And he'd be like, that seems good.
Yeah, you guys really nailed it.
Yeah.
Just do
honestly,
it more
this feels like
it's good.
Feels like too much of a time commitment for him, considering he also is the mother child, you know, has to take care of all these other roles for babies. Are they coming to rehearsals and stuff? Are they coming to like tech night? What's going on?
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
But anyway, so then we get more montages of him bonding with the kids, teaching them driving and kung fu and musical theater. But the wrestling teacher is like, why aren't you coming to my wrestling classes?
Vin Diesel.
Yeah, I know. I can't do a Brad Garrett. I'm not even going to try.
No one can. We've already established this.
Brad Garrett can. But with Vin Diesel's encouragement, the teen boy stands up to Brad Garrett and is like, I'm not coming to wrestling because I don't want to do it, and I quit. And Brad Garrett takes this really personally for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, if you're a teacher, you really should. The most extreme reaction any teacher should ever have to you quitting an activity is, "Oh, you sure? I mean, you're pretty good at it. All right, it's your decision."
Yeah, which he's not good at it. He doesn't go to it very often, and he hates all the kids that do it. So
yeah, no,
you should have forced him out years ago. Yeah,
the movie is right that he should quit. I'm just saying, like, that should be the highest level of emotional investment you as a teacher have in this.
Yeah, it's pretty strange. But he also just wants to, you know, he sees what's his name out there. He sees fucking Vin Diesel, and he's like, I gotta fuck with this kid, so Vin Diesel wrestles me because he's so big and strong.
Right. So Vin Diesel, because Brad Garrett's being so mean, finally agrees to the wrestling match that Brad Garrett keeps challenging him to. So they go to the school gym. Well, kids hand out lined notebook paper that says there's going to be a fight after school between a
Insanity.
teacher and one guy's babysitter.
It's crazy. It's actually crazy.
And the whole school shows up. Anyway, Vin Diesel easily beats Brad Garrett, obviously.
Does little moves on him, including the pacifier.
Yeah, that's the name of the movie.
That's the name of the movie.
Yeah. That's what we should call this episode, The Pacifier. That's a name title for this.
Oh, yeah.
Say it in the movie.
Title.
That's the podcast title.
Yeah, it's podcast title.
So yeah, he beats up Brad Garrett. Everyone's happy. It looks like everything's good now. Oh, and he does a little silly dance for the 2-year-old to help him go to sleep. The panda dance.
Peter Panda.
Mm-hmm.
Peter Panda dance. He learns how to do it, and he does it perfectly. He's so good at it. So everything's happy now, except for the Brittany Snow is sad that her dad is dead. But that's only for one scene. Then we're over it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
But hey, the mom finally figures out what the password is, which is because apparently on her wedding ring, or no, that's her engagement ring because it's the big one. It's not the gold band. Her engagement ring, he had "My Angel" engraved on the inside. So he's like, so she's like, "Is the password My Angel?" And the Swiss man is like, "Well, it took you 500,000 tries." But that's correct, and we have no limit.
Of course it was.
You could have come in here with a dictionary, run through every combination of words, and eventually gotten to My Angel, and we would have let you have it.
Much faster too. I feel like with Angel, once you get Angel out of the way, that's like 90% of the work.
Imagine if you gave hints.
Do you think if she just said Angel, he would have been like,
yeah, exactly.
I think so.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And maybe my Angel.
Anyway, so they get the vault, the like lockbox, whatever you want to call this, and it's a weird little metal key thing. And they're like, "What could this be?" Anyway, so she calls and she's like, "I'm coming home soon." And Vin Diesel calls his CO, who was with her for some reason.
It's important.
He doesn't do that yet.
We'll find out. But
because Vin Diesel tells the kids, "Your mom's coming home," and they're happy about that, but they're also sad because he's gonna leave, and now they like him. Aww.
Oh, not Dad.
Yeah.
The 2-year-old calls him Daddy at one point, which is a little weird. I mean, kids do that. If I was Vin Diesel, I would feel a little weird about it.
Yes, a little bit.
Anyway, Vin Diesel's in the garage, and he sees the duck is stuck, and he helps the duck out, and then he's like, "What? This big, super conspicuous grate with a weird lever in the middle of it. I never thought twice about it until now." So he opens up the big, conspicuous grate with the lever in it, and it opens up into a secret bunker that has a vault. That must be where Ghost is. So he spends all night trying to crack the vault, but he can't. But also, as we later discover, he might have been trying to crack the vault with his psychic powers because he did not approach.
Yeah.
So he calls his commanding officer and is like, "I found the vault, but I can't crack it yet." And he's like, "I think we have the key, so let us just come to you, and everything's going to be happy." But then the 2 Korean neighbors show up in the ninja outfits and are like, with guns, and are like, not so fast, Vin Diesel. We're knocking you out and taking the family because they're the villains. They're the 2 ninjas.
Egad.
The only scene we'd had with them before is they complain once about the family making noise, and they're talking in Korean, and then Vin Diesel replies in Korean, and they're like, "We speak English." Like they weren't just talking, like if he had just started in Korean before they said anything. Yeah, super racist. You were speaking in Korean and he replied in that language. Like, come on.
Give the guy an out. Turns out they were just evil, though, so.
Yeah. Well, they weren't just Koreans. They were North Koreans.
Oh.
Yeah. Which, like, when was Die Another Day? I feel like this was around this time, 2002. A couple of like evil North Koreans in movies around.
Well, you got to
time.
remember, these were the Bush years. This was the axis of evil. So, you know.
Right.
Iran.
Team America, World Police.
Yeah, that was part of it. But that was like real rhetoric Bush used in speeches about Iran, Iraq, and North Korea, was it?
That sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. So, you know, it was big as a thing to be like, North Korea is a problem. What a time the 2000s were. You know, I recently heard it said that if you grew up in the Bush era, you just are never going to vote Republican for the rest of your life And you know what? Kind of true.
Yeah, the tracks.
Yeah, doesn't look great. I mean,
Well,
we'll see if
who
this
knows?
JD fella pans out. But
Yeah, I was gonna say it might look great. It's hard to tell.
Vance to a 2028 or whatever. That'll really change the minds.
Tua Tagovailoa, the Dolphins quarterback, I'd vote for that ticket. I would vote for that ticket. Yeah,
he'd get Florida too. Well, do they like him? How popular is he in Florida?
He's got to start winning some playoff games.
Yeah.
He might. If he doesn't start winning some playoff games, he's gonna fucking blow it.
That's tricky.
All right. But yeah, so they knock Vin Diesel out and tie up all the kids. But Vin Diesel tries to fight them again later, or the first time, even though I think it's right after the call. And then the CO is there and the mom is there. I don't know. The timeline's a little confusing here. Whatever the case may be, the CO, his CO and the mom show up and they're like, hooray. But then the ninjas, he beats up the ninjas and is like, yeah, my CO, we've got these ninjas showed up. I don't know how they slipped past. I swear I checked them out. And the CO's like, don't worry, Vin Diesel. And then he hits him on the back of the head, like really limply. Like it basically could have been mistaken for like a shoulder rub. But it knocks Vin Diesel out cold. Everyone gets taken hostage. It turns out the CO was evil.
He didn't only betray his friend, he betrayed America.
That's right.
North Korea pays better.
I can't imagine that's true.
Can't believe that. Yeah. Did you ask America a second time? Go back to America with the North Koreans offered. They will double it for sure.
Did you forget
also like
what your salary is? You're like high up in the military. You get money.
Also, did the North Koreans show you the money? Like, did you see it physically? And then like open up the little thing to see that they're all actual $100 bills instead of one $100 bill and a bunch of newspaper. Because I don't know why.
It's like from Street Fighter. He opens it up and they're all Kim Jong-il bucks.
Yeah. Oh
like,
no.
This will be worth $1 million once I've nuked the United States. And he's like, man, I'm really messed up on this one.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the CO and the lady ninja go down to the vault with the mom to try to break in while the male ninja watches the kids with the gun. The kids escape and beat him up. Or like,
the girl kicks him right in the nuts. Kicks him right in the nuts.
The little girl, just kicks straight to the balls. And then he also gets fire extinguishered in the face and then bashed with the empty fire extinguisher in the face. Anyway, the kids run away. They wake up Vin Diesel and they're like, Vin Diesel, you should do something, but we're going to get out of here. Goodbye. And they pile into the car and start speeding away. And the male ninja chases them while Vin Diesel goes down to the bunker and is like, let the mom and the family go and I'll open the vault for you. And he's like, fine. So he tries the password he heard the scientist use at the start of the movie, but that doesn't work. There's all kinds of, this is like a Bond villain super bunker, by the way. It like shoots fire and electricity and poison gas.
Yeah, there's a big vat of acid in the middle of it.
Yeah.
That's disappearing floor.
I don't know how the hell he built this without anyone knowing.
I mean, the whole thing being underground is insane. There's certain details like the big vat of acid that I'm like, you underlit it though. Like there's lights underneath the acid to show that it's acid. Is that on purpose? Like, did you install those? Be like, then they'll know not to jump in this. But I don't know.
Right. So, but the password doesn't work, and Vin Diesel's like, oh no, I can't figure it out. But then he realizes it's the Peter Panda dance, which I guess the dad made up and isn't a pre-existing thing in this universe.
Yep.
Right.
Or I guess it's a pre-existing thing that he built the whole thing around, right? Like it could be that it's just like the Macarena, but it's just like you would never think about it as this.
True. So he does the Peter Panda dance, which has very specific instructions that like have you just barely dodging all the traps. He makes it to the end. He pushes a little button that deactivates all the traps. They go over to the vault. And they're like, what are we gonna do? But then Vin Diesel starts beating them up, and he does it. He's so cool and good. He beats them up, and then when the CO is like threatening the mom with the gun, instead he makes the vault door open by finishing the Peter Panda song. And even though, much like with his karate chop earlier, the vault opens so ponderously, like a real gentle tap to the back of the head knocks him clean out.
Yep.
Meanwhile, the kids have been speeding around trying to lose male ninja. The police are now after them too. They make it back to the house and go meet up with Vin Diesel and the mom, but the police are all there, and a bunch of them show up and immediately pull guns on these children in the most realistic scene in the movie. Then again, they are white children, so maybe not.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
But fortunately for them, the male ninja is the stupidest man alive. And instead of letting them have to deal with the police, he threatens everybody with a gun to get Ghost, which is a little like computer chip that they found in the vault. And he almost gets away with it, but Vin Diesel gets the duck to bite him in the balls.
Yeah.
Second nut shot in like 30 minutes for this guy.
Do you think that was also a red light? Did they put a red light on the balls and then just
probably?
I mean, it had his balls take away bread from the duck. Every day they would bring it in, and then the balls would just drag the bread away. This is the worst.
Then Gilmore Girl leaps down from a wall and finishes beating him up. And the day is saved.
Oh yeah, did we describe her thing?
Like,
I can't remember. What? Did you give her backstory?
Oh yeah, she was like a Navy officer.
Yeah, that's why she's valuable.
Yeah, she was also in the military, so she's worthwhile. Anyway, day's saved. Everybody's happy, but Vin Diesel has to leave, and he's like, "Oh man." But fortunately, he, I guess, has served enough time that he can retire if he wants, which is a thing you can do in the military if you've served long enough.
I mean, definitely you could do whatever the fuck you want if your boss just tried to sell nuclear secrets to North Korea. Like, they can't make you do anything anymore.
Yeah, I guess at that point, you're a national hero, and you're like, I would like to no longer be a SEAL. They'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
You got it.
So he retires and he settles down as the new gym teacher here in town. So he gets
the wrestling coach, right? He's the wrestling coach.
I took also the gym teacher.
Yeah. It's funny he took Merv's job.
So he's still hanging around with the kids. I guess he's like their stepdad now or something.
It's not very clear.
Gilmore Girl. And Brad Garrett is, I guess, quit his job to sing in community theater productions, apparently.
Right?
Not really sure what's going on with that.
What is that?
I mean, I'd imagine he's still the vice principal, maybe, but no longer the gym coach. But
that could be it.
But yeah, he's just playing some old like nun in this production. It's not
I would
even
assume the abbess, like, just as unimportant nun.
I don't know. There's another nun in the scene that looks like she's probably that real nun. Like, this guy, he didn't even go to any of the practices. How would he know?
Yeah, he's probably just a chorus member.
Yeah.
They just needed someone to handle the bass. But anyway, that's the end of the movie, guys.
Incredible stuff as always, Diggins. You are a master of this craft.
Yeah, it's a weird one. And we got wheel stuff. Some boats have wheels?
Some boats.
Yeah.
Yeah. The boat in the beginning of the movie probably has a wheel. The jet skis don't.
Those ones that are supposed to be like cars that become boats, like a Cybertruck.
Oh, there you go.
If only. Yeah, they could have gotten that guy without even having to spare a single man. He would have safely returned to his family, then went into his garage, and then got shot by the military guy. And Vin Diesel wouldn't have been there, so good that they didn't have a Cybertruck. Anyway,
it's good that
we got a wheel. Yeah, for our country. I mean, for our country, for sure. I don't even think North Korea would have done very well after they destroyed the Earth with nuclear war. So it's good for everybody. But yeah, I'm going to spin the wheel, and we're going to talk about it, the things that land on it. We've already talked about some of them, but I'm spinning the wheel. Tick, 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 tick. landed on one of Diggins is I'm kind of curious about guns and Street Fighter. What's going on with that?
So one of the initial like scenes of Vin Diesel not liking the kids is he hears like a bunch of commotion, including gunfire from downstairs. He's like, oh no, everyone's being killed. I've got to go save everybody. And he goes into Navy SEAL mode and runs downstairs. But it turns out it's just a kid playing a video game.
Yeah, that's video games.
But then we see that video game, and it is Street Fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it is fully like, we only get like an angle at it for a couple seconds, so I didn't see what characters it was. But it was definitely a fighting game.
Yeah.
And yet, every time we're not looking at the screen, it's making gunfire noises.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't think you fire a gun in Street Fighter.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the characters have guns. Like, Guile's got guns, you know, like big giant muscles.
But he much prefers to shoot off energy blasts from his big muscles.
That's right. Yeah, he has this little sonic boom. So maybe that sounds like a gun. Maybe they used a similar sound effect. I'm not sure.
I don't think so.
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna stop you right there, Diggins.
Uh-oh.
They're not playing Street Fighter. They're playing Mortal Kombat.
Ooh.
Does Mortal Kombat have guns? Maybe.
I don't
Different.
know.
I mean,
no.
I mean, some characters have like laser beam eyes and shit. They've got a lot of weird stuff in Mortal Kombat. Like, I wouldn't say. I mean, now there's definitely guns in Mortal Kombat, but I wouldn't say it's an absolute no. There might be a gun.
I don't think even like Jax and Sonya Blade use guns, and they're the most like modern people.
Yeah, or Kano, right? Like Kano doesn't have a gun.
Don't Jax's arms turn into guns though, or something?
No, they're just
like
big metal
punching.
Guns. No, they just punch good.
I could have sworn you could shoot.
At least in those early
games,
I'm pretty sure he's just a punch good.
Yeah.
Let's see. I mean, this is 2005. Right? Yeah. So what is a character? So there's some weapons. I mean, well, there's a lot of weapons in the Mortal Kombat games. I mean, the scene we see this girl playing that he is hearing is like Goro versus one of the other like weirder animal looking guys. So these two definitely don't have guns. Yeah.
Well, except for those big guns Goro's packing, am I right?
Exactly. He's got huge guns. There's like a cowboy in Street Fighter now. He has to have a gun. I feel like there's at least one or two guns. There's a machine gun. Okay, who's this?
Didn't exist until like 1 or 2 games ago, so he is not in this one.
Maybe they had an advanced copy from the future in the military. What do we got here? Handgun. Who's got this?
I will say
probably no one.
I will say also, Nando, to Diggins' point, the gunfire that's being played is like live firing gunfire. Like not even the gunfire you would hear in like Call of Duty. Like it's like right there in the room, like bah, 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 bah. Like it's insanely realistic gunfire for a video game.
Do you think people are using guns in the house at just like at the same time? Maybe the North Koreans are trying to shoot their way into the house.
I was going to say, that's when the North Koreans are doing their target practice, so they're good at guns. And they just time it to whenever people are playing video games. So adults will be like, well, gun noise comes from video games, so that must be it.
Yeah, obviously.
That's a great point. That's probably what it is. Mortal Kombat was a pretty popular game in the 2000s for being like, this is dangerous. You kind of figure like a man of his age would be like, oh, Mortal Kombat. I know that. You know, like he's like, how old is Vin Diesel supposed to be in this? Like 25?
How old is Vin Diesel? How old was Vin Diesel at that time?
He was probably like 30, I want to say, right? Maybe 30.
He was 38. He was born in 1967.
Get out. Really?
Goodness.
How old was he in the first Fast movie? Like 30?
Well, yeah, less 30, whatever. Yeah, it was like 2 years before this, I think.
That's crazy.
I want to say 2002.
Yeah, I think that's right, actually. So yeah, 3 years before this.
Holy moly!
It's 2001 for Fast and Furious.
I guess like the first movie I can think about him being in is like Saving Private Ryan. He has the cameo in Saving Private Ryan, and like that's, I mean, maybe, 1998, 1999, something like that. I can't imagine he was doing that much work. When was his Street Sharks commercial? When were the Street Sharks a thing?
I think that was in the mid 90s he was doing that.
Yeah, so I guess that was what his 20s were, was Street Sharks.
The Street Sharks is a very particular era of American history.
Yeah, seriously.
It certainly is. 1994 to 1997. And this is when like they were being advertised, the toys were being advertised on television. So it's probably like season 2 max. And it's a huge hit. Like, I had all those Street Sharks he's playing with, having a great time. But yeah, it took him a while to go from that to Saving Private Ryan. But apparently he wrote Steven Spielberg a letter and was like, I love your movies. And then Steven Spielberg cast him.
Do you think that still works? If I wrote Steven Spielberg a letter, would I get to be in one of his movies?
You should try. What's he working on now? Ready Player 2 maybe, or something like that?
They did write that book.
So he's probably not getting that many letters about Ready Player 1, If you were like, I really liked Ready Player 1, it was good. Maybe he'll be like, finally, this man should be
someone
the new
gets it.
Gunter or whatever the fuck they were. What were they? What was the name of what they were?
I couldn't tell you.
I think it was Gunter because it was like a shortening of Egg Hunter.
It was Egg Hunter. Oh, okay, yeah. But then, so it was their Gunters, but then also his name was Parzival or something, right? Because it was like Percival.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh God, this fucking movie. Yeah, he's working on one. I mean, the first one made $1 bazillion, so maybe we're the idiots. I don't know. Maybe you can make more Fablemans instead. That'd be good.
Fablemans 2.
Fablemans 2, the college years.
Mm-hmm. See him get a divorce in real life or something. Yeah.
Learned it from his dad or mom.
Recording, whatever. What's her name from Indiana Jones as she divorces him? No. This man has never learned anything. He's crazy. Anyway, yeah, there were guns in that Street Fighter. Not a lot of guns in this movie. But every other weapon known to man.
I think the only guns are at the start and in the hands of the North Koreans at the end.
And the cops.
As a pistol.
And
the cops.
And the cops. That's true.
The cops pull out a ton of guns. It's crazy, by the way, that the cops drop all those guns when there's only one guy pointing guns at him. Like, he's like, haha. And they're like, dude, we have you. Like you're already dead.
Again, the second most realistic thing.
Yeah.
Cops are huge cowards.
I was going to say, it's crazy that nobody shot him. Like, I feel like at least one of them would be like, it's fucking go time, and then accidentally shoot Vin Diesel. And
I was going to say, they would try to shoot him, but then end up shooting someone else.
That's true, yeah.
And then they would like look awkwardly for like a second, and then they'd all the cops would be shouting like, hostile down! He was coming right for us!
Yeah, they'd all lay down on the floor.
Officer under fire! Officer under fire!
Do a bunch of barrel rolls and get behind a bunch of cover. Remember that when that acorn fell and that guy thought he was the guy?
Yeah, and he unloaded his gun.
So bad. Yeah. We're a mess. Speaking of that, I spun the wheel again. One of Diggins is, this is the origins of tactical dad gear. This is funny. I didn't think about this until now, but yeah, do you want to explain what tactical dad gear is for people that don't have to deal with that?
Yeah, I don't know if you guys being the audience, but also you guys, my two co-hosts, get ads for this sort of thing of, I guess aimed at really insecure dads, where it's like, you don't want to carry a diaper bag because then people will think you're gay or something because you're taking care of your child. How dare you take care of your child? How unmasculine of you.
Yeah, what are you going to do next? Suck down a nice big milkshake with a straw? Slur, throwing a slur at him or something. They love that.
They do love slurs.
2005, man.
Also, those guys right now still love slurs.
Yeah, that's true. They're big fans of those.
So they like, these dumb companies sell like diaper bags and other child raising gear, like covered in camo and with a bunch of zippers and pouches. So you're like, this is my tactical diaper bag so that I could, take down a hostile while changing my son's diaper because I need to be ready. And that way everyone knows that I'm cool and manly and not some loser dad who takes care of his children. Everyone will know that I'm aloof at best.
someone who has gotten these targeted ads on Instagram, because I'm big on just like the parenting reels and stuff like that.
Right, because you're a dad
because
and you
have a
watch
child.
Andrew Tate.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Those two things.
I must say I find this shit profoundly stupid. Like
What?
I know, like
What?
I know there's an audience out there for it, but like it's just there's something like very frustrating about the fact that it's like you just like can't be a regular dad. You gotta be like a man dad, and you don't change diapers because we don't put the changing tables in the men's restrooms anymore, or once upon a time and now we do, and it's bad. Put more changing tables in men's restrooms, please.
And I've never. Are there more than one in women's restrooms?
No, it's like
there's only ever one in men's restrooms.
You'd have to go somewhere like crazy big. Like if you're at like Disney World, there might be two in the women's restroom. But if like that, like you're probably looking at just one. So
Diggins, if you go somewhere and there's two baby changing tables in the bathroom, run. It is not a place for you and me. Like get away from there as quickly as you possibly can.
Okay, hold on, guys. We need to figure this out right now. What is the worst scenario? You walk into a men's bathroom, 2 baby changing tables, or gender neutral bathroom.
Oh my God. I mean, gender neutral bathroom for me reads as tech startup, and I don't want to be there either.
Yeah,
like the only times I've ever experienced those are in like really fancy offices where they have cappuccino machines and stuff, and they take breaks to play ping pong, but actually everyone's miserable and working constantly. So I had bad experiences with both. I mean, the diaper changing tables, I do think as a kid I thought were so exciting. Not when I was using them, obviously. When I was like 10, I was like, holy shit, this other thing that I could break, and I didn't. But like you could sit on it, and I don't know. They just must be the grossest thing ever, right? I haven't touched one in decades, but like it's gotta be covered in poop.
You hope, right? They have this. A lot of them have very similar liners that you put down on the toilet seat. That it's like, all right, you're gonna cover your booty from the gross toilet seat. They have like a long one of those you could put down on the changing table. I personally I don't have a tactical diaper bag, right? I just have like
not yet.
I just
watched this movie and you were like, damn, I need that bottle holster.
I just have one that is it's like a backpack and has plenty of zippers. It's got 2 cup holders on the sides, and it has a reusable changing pad in there. That's what I use when I gotta use the changing table in public. And I find it to be fine.
Sounds pretty tactical.
It's pragmatic. It's not tactical. You would not look at that thing and be like, "Oh, you're gonna take down the enemy wearing this," right? Because it's like sticks out like 2 feet behind me. Like God forbid I'm ever in a subway with it. I mean, if I do, I'm taking it off and putting it in between my legs because I'm a good subway rider. But like,
you're taking your shoes off and you're opening up your.
And then you're gonna stand up and start ranting about the aliens who talk in your brain, and all the things they tell you.
They are there. But where was I going with this? Oh yeah, I get marketed it and I hate it. It's just get the reliable, pragmatic stuff, and it just get it in black if you're scared. Like it's just nice, sleek black. If you're
DJ, actually, I would love for you to tell us some of the tactical dad gear you see besides camo diaper bags.
Easily the silliest one is like it's like bespoke, discreet like baby bottle holders. So imagine like a sling over your shoulder bag that you like kind of would like go like at the small of your back, right? And then you would flip it over to your chest and you would zip it open to be like 3 baby bottles or something like that. Like that shit is insane.
You're carrying baby bottles.
That's fucking crazy. That's crazy.
It's cool. It's cool.
Hey,
it's
listen,
like in games.
You have to sneak a baby across enemy lines. You'll be glad for that bag.
Now, I have one of these websites open. So I have tacticalbabygear.com open. It does seem like there's quite a few of these, but this seems like it's the first one that comes up when you open this. And besides the fact that they have like a bunch of vertical straps, this is just a backpack that they're selling people for $175. Like,
oh, but yeah. No, let's be real here, Nando. Yeah. This is a scam. This is something you sell. This is the same product sold at twice the cost to idiots.
Yeah. However, there are some accessories if you go through the thing. So it has built-in changing mat, including, and I swear to God, like, so the changing mat comes down from the back of it. So you have to take it off to use this.
Nando. This shit's crazy.
And it has a target. So you put the baby, and then it says drop zone on the side, and then something else, which is probably like tank place or something, because it's, you know, guns and stuff. Very organized interior, hidden wipes pocket, so no one knows. Bottle pocket, magnetic close for the bottle pocket, very good. It fits multiple packing cubes. Dual access front pocket. I'm getting to the one that I like. It also has, this is maybe the last thing you get to on it, the morale patch panel, which is for patches that they sell, like God's Guns and Diapers. There's like a little place where you can put your God's Guns and Diapers panel on it. In case anybody is like, that is just a backpack though, right? And it's like, oh no, he's gone fully insane. He's going to, like, this guy. But also, I don't know if this is what we need to do to trick adult men into doing, you know, housework and stuff. I guess this is what we got to do. Like, does it feel like, you know, if it's this or nothing, you know, we'll take it.
I find it deeply offensive that it has to be this. Did you see the germ grenade?
No, I didn't get that far.
What
is that?
It's this little, it's a little like wire holster that you just put your hand sanitizer in, but it like looks like it's like a little like hand sanitizer grenade thing. It's
so cool.
So dumb. This is profoundly stupid.
Like, I do think we should get in on this. Like, this is a good scam to run.
Ooh, okay. Now I'm with you.
Because most of the stuff on this website is just a thing with the word tactical in front of it. So, like, for instance, tactical fanny pack. It's just a fanny pack. They don't even have, like, little bullshit like, this is the cool zone where you put extra bullets or whatever. It's just, like, a fanny pack. So, like, if you want to charge, you know, $65 for a fanny pack or whatever.
Good God.
This is how you do it? Yeah, it's hard. Oh, that's if you buy it with, what the fuck is this? A tactical bottle pouch. And a set of free carabiners that are also part of this, I guess. I don't know why.
They're just carabiners. There's nothing more to it.
So you can clip it to all of your tactical khaki like pockets and loops and whatnot.
This is actually insane. This is so unhinged.
I don't know. Honestly, I like it. I think it's good because these are, you know, this is a good one of those things where, like, it's like the Trump hat where you're like, good. I wasn't going to have a conversation with this person, but now I know I should probably stay right away. But then also, like, do you ever seen, so there's two SNL sketches that this reminds me of. One, obviously, they did this basically with Jason Momoa where it was like appliances for men. And the bit was just like, your man doesn't want to do boring appliances. He wants man appliances. And it's just like a dishwasher with a 40-pound door and a big thing on it. You got to crank. And it's like, oh, man, this is what you got to do to get men to do dishes. And they think they're cool and tough. The other one was big penis therapy, which was therapy, but only for people with big penises. And you didn't go to regular therapy, and that's what this feels like. And like, at least they're going to the therapy, but I feel like there's a lot of these that are, you know, just, I don't know. I mean, yeah, what if someone gave you one, DJ? Would you use it, or would you cover it up in like a t-shirt so no one knows it's a tactical baby thing?
I'm really scared to answer because it's gonna be my Christmas gift, but like,
no, it's way too expensive.
Yeah, let's be clear. Far too much money to spend on
maybe you're getting 3 tactical carabiners, but that's it. Only if I find them on sale.
I mean, it would depend on the quality. I might, I don't know, like there is value in like quote unquote like baby gear, but like all this shit exists like for not this price. Like it's crazy. And by the way, to bring it full circle, none of this shit is as cool as like what Vin Diesel has in the movie. Vin Diesel has a full Batman utility belt with like exposed bottles and juice packs and like wipes and band-aids. Like, I actually think the kit Vin Diesel has is like cool.
I agree. I mean, it's not cool. Like, if I saw someone holding it, I'd think they're about as crazy as this, but I'd at least be like, oh yeah, it's kind of fun.
Yeah, like it's a vibe.
Yeah. And
it's like actual military equipment repurposed for baby care, instead of an insecure man's idea of military equipment.
Like cosplaying. This is just like cosplay for dads.
Yeah. If they made a Pacifier 2, they would have to work that into this or something. Like Brad Garrett would have the tactical baby gear outfit full of wonderful, cool tactical baby gear stuff. But I do think that gets at one of my other things about this movie. Dad, do you want to spin the wheel? Lands tick, on tick, one tick, of mine. Yeah, tick, 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 tick. But like a straight play, I do think that like the way that this frames the play because there's this, I remembered this so well when it started. This is like one of the only things I remember from this movie. They the play is what do we say? Sound of Music.
Mm-hmm.
And the kid is embarrassed to do Sound of Music, the play. And not because he's a Nazi in it, which I think would be a very valid reason to be like, I don't want to tell people I'm playing this Nazi.
Yeah, not for me. Not for me.
But like, if it's a good role, it's not like a bad role, but like, I get it.
It's a realistic role for this kid to have too, because Rolf isn't like a huge role, but you get a song. You're like a featured player.
Mm-hmm. It's, and it doesn't seem like the school has like a drama program, so this is the best you're going to get. But he is embarrassed to do it because it's a play, and because what's his name, the giant man from Everybody Loves Raymond, will make fun of him for play stuff because it's feminine like milkshakes. But when he goes to the play and talks to Vin Diesel gives him advice, and the advice is like, don't quit. Quitting is bad, but also I don't know too much about plays, but I know Sound of Music, and it's about a fella getting a lady from the nun. Coven, or what do they call those? Covenant? No,
nuns live. Convent.
I was gonna say witches are in covens, but
you got Agatha all along on the brain.
Yeah,
I do. Yeah, but yeah, it's like, oh, you got a man taking a woman from a convent and making her his lady. That's nothing not cool about that. And it's just like, man, you can't just let him go. It's a fucking play, dude. Do it or don't. Who cares? But it's got to be like, don't worry. The play still has a lot of good heterosexual information that you're going to get, kid. So that would be the lame. Oh, God, I just can't imagine a kid being like getting picked on in school going, excuse me, my character in the play, he has a girlfriend. That you're going to get so many more wedgies, kid. Yeah. Enjoy the play.
It is also worth noting that it is, I think, the only role besides Captain Von Trapp in the movie, which is a boy with a female love interest.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And like that, it is 2005. This is pre-Obama, pre-gay rights or whatever. I don't know. When was that? 2014? When did that happen in the Supreme Court? Obergefell and stuff. 15 maybe?
Yeah, 14, 15. It was like late in the Obama years.
Yeah, we're like 10 years prior.
Yeah, we're just getting over Will and Grace. It's probably being canceled around this time. So like, yeah, we didn't fully get it, but like, man, the idea that this kid is so embarrassed about the play, but takes his swastika to school.
Yeah.
And like, I imagine if I'm doing, I don't know, if you guys ever been in the Sound of Music? I've never done it or seen it. I feel like it's probably, don't do it too much because of all the Nazis. But if you were in it, I imagine one of the first rules is like, don't wear your Nazi paraphernalia outside.
You know? Right.
Yeah, honestly, I think a community theater production probably wouldn't even get those.
Yeah. And if you would, they would be on the last day. But this kid is so committed to his play that he has dyed his hair, which short, whatever. Also, like, you don't have to usually do that, but fine. But yeah, he's taking individual pieces of his costume into school. And that's why part of me is like, is this kid a Nazi, though? Like, is that what's going on here? Yeah. Why
like
else do you do it?
Elsewhere in the movie, American History X is happening.
kind
and we just don't
like,
see that part of it.
Like, I feel like this kid, I don't know if he joined The Sound of Music for the, for the great musical things or for the costumes, but for some reason, this guy is so excited about this thing that he won't show anybody, but he's bringing the Nazi armband to school. And like, also, if you find that in one kid's locker, I assume you shut the school down for a day, right? That's not like, hey, we got to call in your parents. Did they not go on like a fact-finding mission to figure out how many Nazis are in the school?
I mean, remember, Nando, it's so absurd that a Nazi would be at the school.
Yeah, you got to remember, this is back in the time when you find a kid with a Nazi armband and you're just like, they're just like an edgy, annoying kid trying to be provocative. Not, your first thought isn't, fuck, another Nazi.
I can't get over it. Like, how insane everybody's reaction to that is. But also, like, the guys that he's hanging out with outside of the Nazi thing, like, they're not real Nazis, but they're also just like dressed like real Nazis with the armbands. Like,
and
are they all trying to get beat up or something?
Yeah,
what's their goal?
In the theater. They're hanging out in like an alley off of a main street wearing their Nazi armbands.
Yeah.
Like taking a smoke break or something, I guess.
If I'm Vin Diesel going in here, I'm like, I'm going to have to fight like a bunch of Nazis.
Yeah.
I don't think the kid's going to come out with me and then he already hates me, but then, he probably loves the Nazis because he's got dye in his hair.
In front of his Nazi friends, he won't like me even less.
Yeah. Like, it's just such a weird, I don't know. It just, it doesn't fit. It's very bad. But I do like how Vin Diesel was able to, like, everything in this movie has to be seen, like, anything of value has to be done through the lens of the military, including which play it was. Like, I think if it was, Cats, Vin Diesel would be like, come on, this is a little gay. We shouldn't be doing that, and then, but because there's them, I guess maybe he'd be like, oh, you're that one guy who fights the other Chinese tiger cats or something.
You're the racist cat.
That's the role we in the military. But like, I hate it. It's the same reason I hate that Lauren Graham's character is also in the military. She just can't be like a nice teacher who sees this man and is like, you're a human being. She has to also have been in something, like, so weird.
Only military is good, Nando. Everything else bad.
Apparently. And even military sometimes is bad. Secretly North Korean guy, but or like working for North Korea.
Only American military good.
Yeah.
But I mean, Captain Von Trapp was an Austrian military officer.
That's true.
Yeah, I was talking about our guy who double-crossed the family because he was still American military. But
you know what? You're right. The Pacifier is a more nuanced text than I originally gave it credit for.
There you go. Come on now.
Here's a question about the movie. Did you ever at any point think, people that hadn't seen it before, because like I knew it was in this, that the bad guy was going to be, what's her name? The
principal?
No. Oh, that would be interesting.
Oh, the babysitter?
The babysitter, yeah, Carol Kane.
100%.
I had those thoughts.
100%.
Yeah.
First thought.
Would have been fun. Yeah. Do you think that was ever in the script? And then it got changed or something?
Why else is she randomly Eastern European after he fights Serbian mercenaries?
Right?
Yeah. But he also isn't like really suspicious of her. Like, it doesn't.
He does.
The plot doesn't.
He does background check her.
Yeah, he checks everyone.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
He finds out that she was Miss Czechoslovakia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And although he checked the neighbors who were from North Korea, and that didn't help. So,
Yeah.
But presumably his commanding officer like planted fake info in the database, right?
Yeah.
That's true. I guess so. And in those neighbors, have they been there the whole time?
I think because the mom later is like, oh, they've never been good neighbors. So like, yeah, they've just been spies on like they're the people from The Americans, that TV show.
Yeah.
They're just deep cover spies for years and years and years.
Crazy.
Can't trust anyone.
Yeah, definitely not even your neighbors. Get your tactical dad gear and stuff. Speaking of that, I spun the wheel again. Landed on one of DJ's. I'm sorry, did you say 40 clicks?
Yeah, so I love this. So Vin Diesel's doing his whole, we got to protect the home. We got to make sure everything's okay. And I think when he goes out to do a thing, the oldest daughter's in charge.
This is when he chases the son to Sound of Music.
And it's like, it was like, you're in charge, and if anyone comes within like 40 clicks or whatever, you know, sound the alarm, shut down, whatever. And I'm like, if anyone comes within like 20 some miles of here, you sure about that, Vin Diesel? You sure about the big guy? And it's just the amount of like silly, not like silly is the right word, but just like ridiculous, like army speak the movie feels like, or like military speak the movie feels like it has to do. It's very silly.
The closest thing Vin Diesel's character has to jokes is his like weird inability to think of things outside of a military frame. Where he like tells the kids like, you're red leader, you're red boy, red baby.
Yeah.
And like runs like discipline drills at 6 a.m. and stuff like that. So I guess this is supposed to be part of that, where like that's the thing he would tell people under his command, so he just reflexively says it.
Right.
But to Nando's point, if you're not an Arnold Schwarzenegger who can deliver a joke, then the joke doesn't seem funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does feel like, besides this movie being written for, I don't think he can deliver it with his voice and stuff, but I also just don't think, like, Vin Diesel is a large-ish man in good shape, but he's not Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes.
You know, or like a professional wrestler, you know, Hulk Hogan or one of those guys. And it just doesn't, like, he just looks like a guy in a V-neck shirt, you know, just a normal guy.
He's a strong guy. This is a good guy.
He's got, as the little girl points out, his pecs are so big it looks like he got boobs.
Yeah, which, like, I guess, I don't know, I've never heard that before. Like, that's a weird one.
Yeah, it's
do kids say that? Especially do girls say that? You can see maybe the boys saying it, but like, they're girls.
I mean, we have no way of knowing, right?
We'll never know. Yeah.
We'll never know.
That is our burden. We'll never understand whether he has boobs if they're saying it seriously or not. Also, the scene where he's shirtless in front of the kids, weird. I didn't like it.
Not only shirtless, in a towel.
Yeah.
Like, dangerous game, Vin Diesel. You go to jail real quick.
Like, the joke is, like, he didn't know that there were a bunch of Girl Scouts there. There's still a bunch of kids you're not related to in this house.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Not good, man. Not good.
And also, like, the Girl Scouts, how old do we think they are? Like 6, maybe?
I'm going like, no. Yeah, I'm going like, 8, 9. Yeah.
8 or 9. Their reactions to him are a little strange.
A little.
Well, like, I guess it's just awkward kids, like, giggling.
Yeah.
But if they were just a year older, it would read as like, Vin, get out of there right now. Like,
right? Yes.
This is going to go real south real fast. But you're like,
somebody's about to pull out that laminated card.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, man. That's a weird, the whole Girl Scout thing is weird. They shouldn't let those guys beat them up outside of the Costco or whatever, but
I mean, that's true.
They did karate and beat those guys up, and Vin Diesel was like, good, they're using the karate that I taught them. Cool. I don't know, part was dumb. I spun the wheel again. One of DJs is this is just the Peter Panda dance. Talk about that.
The Peter Panda dance. Okay, so
how many times have you done the Peter Panda dance for yourself?
Yeah.
So Zero, I will say one thing I identified with is so when he does the Peter Panda dance for the little boy, the little boy goes like, again, and that is like something fucking every dad or parent of a toddler can identify with, just like doing shit and the kid going again, like just over.
DJ, I just spent a week with my nieces and nephew, and I can't tell you the number of times a small child went up to me and were like, Uncle Chris, be a T-Rex.
And then you do it and they're like, again?
I must have done that well into the triple digit number of times in the span of a week.
And you do it because you love the kids. You're a good uncle. You're a good Uncle Chris. So he does this dance for the child, but then, and Diggins mentioned the recap, the Peter Panda dance is like the secret password to get to Ghost, and it's like I guess it's the most foolproof password, because who else is going to figure out that dance and memorize it to that effect and not just get skewered by the many like weird Spy Kids traps that like the dad set there for anyone who would dare, try and find Ghost. And it's like, it's funny that it was that, but like it's this weird thing at the end where like Vin Diesel's like, and that's the Peter Panda dance, and it's like, and I guess that's why you're a Navy SEAL, because you were able to memorize it and not die from this thing that should have fucking killed you. What was the gas that was released at the end? Fucking
I don't know,
nerve gas.
Nerve gas. Yeah. If he breathed it in, he would have like become paralyzed, and all his brain functions would have shut down.
Yeah, it's just like, oh
he would have died because his brain stopped telling his heart to beat.
It's do you guys think you could get through that security system?
No, you crazy?
Not in a. I die immediately.
Do I get a hacker? Do I get someone who could like go in and be like, hey, can you shuttle that off?
I mean, I feel like you could just book it. Right? Like,
no, you get skewered by the things that come down,
because
you gotta know
so
when to
long
stop.
to come down.
I don't know. You have to know to get in the groove. I don't know.
Well, from his first step, I think if you're not standing on the exactly correct spaces, that it also electrocutes you.
Right. Yeah. How about wait. What if you? So that's if it electrocutes you. That's true. But if you're not doing that, it's all just being low, right? Like there's all the things that head level. There's never something at foot level, right?
He has to lay down at one point, but
sure. I think you could do the whole thing on your stomach.
I think there is a thing he gets past that goes full top to bottom.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I guess that's true. Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, man. If you're him, do you just go, I guess we can't get in, and then wait?
That's
what are they going to do? You know?
Real shame.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, as I've said before, when you're in these like hostage situations and he's like, do it or I'll kill her, be like, do it, coward. And then what? Then you have no leverage and I'm not going to help you? Like, way to think this through, idiot.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Vin Diesel's not that bright in this movie. He gets frequently tricked with dumb things. He thinks the kid is in the sewer at one point.
Yeah, what
follows him around as if he's just in it. Like,
oh, I did leave out that part in my summary at one point.
Yeah.
The two teens trick him into following their tracking devices into the sewer.
Yeah, do you remember the line that sends him into the sewer, or like the line, because he's talking to, before that scene, talking to what's her name?
The Gilmore girl.
Yeah, I'm gonna say her real name is Lauren Graham. I think.
What's
her name in the show?
In the movie,
she's not Rory Gilmore.
In Gilmore Girls.
Is she
Gilmore Lorelai?
Lorelai. There you go. Yeah, there you go. He just is talking to her and then pulls out his phone. And do you remember what he says?
I've got a situation.
Just very slowly says, emergency. And just runs away. He's like a dog. And when he gets home, he finds her with the kids, like taking care of the kids, which is like clue number 5 that she's the bad guy. But also, you're like, good that she did that, because he didn't communicate anything to her to suggest that he needs her to do that.
I will say, in defense of her being there, like in terms of it not being a suspicious bad guy thing, he did leave the baby with her when he ran away. So
That's
she had
true,
to do something about that.
He loves leaving that baby in places and stuff. He couldn't give a shit. He could keep maybe track of 3 kids. That's how many Jackie Chan had in that movie he made. So that's the optimal number of kids. But yeah, it's pretty good. This movie. Anything else about this one?
I just one thing I want to add very briefly. During the wrestling match where Vin Diesel puts the pacifier on to Merv, Vice Principal Merv, there's a kid holding a sign that says John 3:16, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? Why is he holding a John 3:16 sign? That's insane.
That's a thing. People like. There used to be these guys at like a bunch of different sporting events would hold up John 3:16 signs, and so that became a joke over time, and that's where Austin 3:16 and all that comes from. And so they're referencing that old joke.
No, Diggins. No one ever held up John 3:16 signs. Steve Austin had said at some point to like some wrestler was like, "Oh, you keep quoting John 3:16. Well, Austin 3:16 says I'm going to kick your ass," and then that's where the Austin 3:16 sign came from. Was there any John 3:16 signs? It was just a reference that Steve Austin had made. So it was like I don't know, it was like Ted DiBiase or someone, but it was a reference that Steve Austin had made. So.
I don't know. I think this is a thing.
What? Come on.
First result on Google. What's with those John 3:16 signs that people hold up at football games from January 1987?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just this upends my whole reality in a way I don't appreciate, but you know, I guess it is what it is. I don't know. I can't change reality to shape my whims, I guess.
It seemed like there was a man who, what did he do? He called the Rainbow Man. Okay. I'm not sure if this is legit, but it seems kind of legit. It's pretty weird. He seemed to have invented the John 3:16 sign in the 80s.
Okay.
And this guy's deal, it seems like, was to like get on TV at football games, like as a job. Not like as a job. That was his like goal. And he would just like, at some point, he went, it's the Super Bowl. It seems like he saw, okay, after attending the 1979 Super Bowl in Miami, although some accounts placed it during the 1980 game, Stewart went back to his hotel room and turned on the television. It was then, he said, the epiphany struck. Stumbling on a program called Today in Bible Prophecy, he realized his television exposure could be used in the service of spreading the gospel. So he wrote a t-shirt that says Jesus saves in front and redeem on the back, and then a John 3:16 sign that he held up. So it seems like this guy invented it in the late 80s.
All right, I guess I'm wrong then. I guess I just get to be wrong.
I mean, look, we've all learned about this weirdo. But
so this kid was like, "Oh, that's awesome!" And so in 2005, he got a John 3:16 sign. Because at that point, you do Austin 3:16 or like Merv 3:16. That would have been the progression of the joke. But whatever, fine.
Well, it did seem like everybody wanted this guy. Everybody in the team, in the whole city, pretty much hated Merv. So I do feel like you'd have to really quick figure out what this other guy's name is and write that 3:16.
Well, it seemed like the gym and his team was on Merv's side, but then the gym turned completely when Merv got his ass kicked. So
the crowd loves the winner.
Yeah.
Two little visual details I want to point out to people that are able to watch this in this current moment and enjoy it. When the bullies are fighting the son, this is like the first fight where Vin Diesel kind of approaches Brad Garrett and they argue. There is a bully that is on the team that, like, one of the wrestlers, this is 31 minutes and 38 seconds into the movie, who's standing next to Merv. And as this guy is like leaving Merv, I assume to the kid like that he's going to bully, he does a really long lip lick, just like full like to him. It's a really weird choreography decision that just, I'm really worried about this kid. And then the other thing, Vin Diesel at the end of this movie has a shirt, maybe 5 buttons down, open, like fucking the most, but also like he just, I don't know, he's a hard one to dress up. It never looks right. But this is way too much cleavage on this hairless man.
Enough.
Hey.
That's the thing. Hasselhoff had the chest for it. I don't know, but whatever. This is, he thought it was cool at the time. God, I can't believe how much this movie is Nazis. It's so weird.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
So weird.
Oh my gosh.
Anything else about this one?
No, I'm good.
Vin Diesel's favorite shirt is a plain white t-shirt.
It really is.
Yeah. See, that's the thing with this. You need to do one more bit of that joke, or something. Like, have a scene later where they're like, "This is your favorite shirt," and then he's like, "No, that's a different shirt. This is my favorite shirt."
Yeah,
and they're identical. But yeah,
that's good. That's good.
Also, like the duck stuff, it really does. It makes so much sense that this was a thing that came and went. It was part of an earlier script because it's so out of left field. His family does not seem like a rent a duck or like find a duck in the wilderness and now it's our pet family.
Yeah.
That bites people.
Also, how many wild ducks are roaming around Northern Virginia?
Yeah.
Other good point. Yeah.
They have hogs now. Apparently the Virginias, Maryland, all that is just wild hogs fucking shit up.
Or maybe it's in New Jersey and he's like Tony Soprano. He sees those ducks
yeah.
and he just thinks about mortality.
I mean, yeah, that probably is what the dad thought about right before he exploded. And then, yeah, Vin Diesel's thinking the same thing. They're apparently making another one of these, or at least Vin Diesel says they're writing a script for it. That was 8 years ago, but still, this is on his mind. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if this gets made because it cost $56 million to make, and it made $200 million. So it was huge hit. Yeah.
That's good numbers.
I'm kind of surprised they didn't make a second one, honestly, by this time, but he just became very busy with Fast and Furious sequels that at the time he said he was never going to make. But then he kind of got pulled into that, and then we get Guardians of the Galaxy, so he's a very busy man.
Right.
They started doing his fucking, what are those other ones he makes? Riddicks. He loves those.
Another one of those.
Two of those, right? Pitch Black and Chronicles of Riddick.
There's 3. There's Pitch Black, Chronicles of Riddick, and then Riddick. And then there's a new one coming after that.
Another one, which is crazy.
Yeah,
we can do a Riddick off.
I've never seen any of them. They don't look that good. I'm just not interested.
Pitch Black is fun.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. That's kind of like Alien. Like that's the simplest of them. Yeah, we'll see one of these days. So yeah, that's the Pacifier.
Hey.
You guys want to get to our classic segment?
I would love to.
I would love that.
All right, DJ, do you have anything to recommend to the fine people?
Yeah, just a few quick recs here. Okay, so first, I was talking to someone. Actually, I don't have to obfuscate. I was talking to Roger. Just trying to go over some like board game recommendations and
trying to sway the Supreme Court. We know,
obviously,
figuring out what to bribe him with.
And there was one that he had asked about, which Azul, and I know I've recommended this before, but I think this is good to like set the record straight on my thoughts on Azul. Now there's OG Azul, which most people probably know, the fun game of like tile placement and a little bit of puzzle solving. Now my preferred Azul is one called Azul Summer Pavilion, and that is like it's the same tile placement game, but it's more expansive, and it's like weirdly less cutthroat than the original one because like the drafting's a lot more forgiving. Even in like a 4-person game, I think it plays really well one-on-one. So this is the third Azul, I think. There's a fourth one I haven't played, and the second one's just kind of like very derivative of the first one. But Azul Summer Pavilion, for me, I find it to be a quite pleasurable experience in terms of like just like gameplay and the puzzle solving aspect and
Pleasure.
Like what I would call, I hate you guys so much, as my preferred Azul. This is my preferred Azul.
So this is one you would talk to
I would talk to this one all day. So I just wanted to share that. So Azul Summer Pavilion, find it to be a nice, light puzzle game. That of the Azuls is like my preferred one. Okay, so that's that. Next, I watched the Chestnut v Kobayashi.
Oh my god!
Labor Day hot dog eat off, and I gotta say, it was interesting. Interesting is the word I would use, because like,
who won? Don't leave us in suspense.
Chestnut won, and he actually broke his own world record to set the world record for hot dogs, 83 hot dogs. And I couldn't figure out, like, did Netflix pay him to break the record? Because like, I don't want to get too conspiracy theory, but really he like broke the record like on Netflix. Oh, so they probably paid a lot of money for. Also, they changed the format where they couldn't dunk the buns in the water. They had to eat the bun like just like a bun, like a hot dog bun. That's how.
First of all, it's not water; it's lemonade, right?
Sorry,
or did they make it water this time?
Well, you're right. It's usually lemonade, but yeah, it was. They were allowed to drink water, only water, and they had to like. This one was like way too like technical. They had to eat the bun, but also like at the end, like they had to scrape, like they made Kobayashi like spit out what he didn't swallow after the time hit 0, and they like scraped off some off of his shoe and they weighed it and they deducted him 1 hot dog. I'm like, this is insane.
That's
like
really funny. He's assembling it like a little puzzle, and then there's a hot dog
here. So that was wild, but like they were talking to him after. He's like, yeah, it was crazy because I had to develop a different technique because I had to eat like the hot dog like with the bun whole, which I've never done before.
Oh, what a genius! How could you figure something like that out, Kobayashi?
Yeah, that's a real logistical challenge.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Chestnut 1 broke the record. They had a couple of eating contests prior to that. I had to say the one thing, like for it being Netflix, it felt incredibly like low budget. Like it looked like it was filmed in the place where they filmed like Beat Bobby Flay and all those like low grade like Food Network shows. But they just like packed it with people, like really just like packed them like sardines. And I'm like, this is like interesting. It's like the Tom Brady roast looked like a production, but I guess Kobayashi v Chestnut doesn't get that level of pomp and circumstance.
Well, Netflix spent their entire 2024 budget keeping the Red One set going while The Rock doesn't show up.
And the rest of their budget advertising this fucking hot dog eating contest. I don't care about any of the shows, all the great shows that they get canceled and stuff. Like I never seen a Girls 5 Ever ad anywhere, but this Too Many Eating Hot Dogs is what Netflix wants the future of Netflix to be. So
also,
I don't know, man. I guess not Netflix anymore, guys. It's bad.
The wildest thing about it, and I realize like I don't know, it's like spoiling, but like I still think it's like worth watching just because like this like weird palace intrigue.
I have to imagine, DJ, that anyone who is going to watch that has watched it.
Fair.
Yeah.
But like I just have to talk about this at the end. They had Rey Mysterio there from WWE.
And they did a hot dog eating contest for the custody of his child.
God. They had him give Joey Chestnut like a WWE belt with no explainer. It was just so Rob Riggle was like the main guy in commentary. It's like, and here is WWE superstar Rey Mysterio giving the championship belt to Joey Chestnut. And I'm like, what? Explain this more, please. And all I could think of was Monday Night Raw is going to be on Netflix starting in 2025, but they didn't say that. Like, and it's like, and catch Rey Mysterio and all your other favorite WWE superstars this January on Monday Night Raw on Netflix. Like, none of that. So that was super confusing. Just like wild thing. But yeah, I if you missed it and you wanted to watch it, you should go back and watch it because it's crazy. And then so that's that. And then one last thing, I have this lovely, I don't know if Nando and Diggins, you know, I've been chugging these like every podcast. It's chai sparkling water. So here, chai forest sparkling water with a bunch of great flavors. Like this is Grape Delight, but I also like the peach fizz and the lychee berry. And you can get these lovely Japanese sparkling sodas from Costco, and they're fucking amazing, and I love them. It's called Chai Forest.
Really?
Yeah, I love them so much. 0 sugar, 0 calories, less than 1% juice. And they're so yummy, and I love them, and I can't stop drinking them. It's probably going to give me cancer, but I don't care. I love them so much. So Chai Forest, Japanese sparkling water, excuse me, not soda. I love them so much. So get them at your local Costco, hopefully. And if they don't have them, I feel sad for you. Get it and the bread. Get them both. They make a great meal together. That and the bread. So those are
DJ's
all.
DJ, are you gonna make a cameo appearance in the Costco guys TikTok soon?
Oh my god!
Let's go! I would love that so much. So anyway, those are my recommendations. Diggins, how about you?
It's the worst.
I found these 2 TikTok stars I love. They're the guys who go to Costco. No, not really. I don't.
What do they like to eat?
The double chunk cookie.
Oh my god. Oh, my skin is crawling. I don't know why either. I don't have a really strong reaction to these people, but there's something about it that just I can't do. I don't know.
All right. But I did go to a little institution known as the Museum of the Moving Image recently. My sister wanted us to go see, because they were doing a screening of the original Muppet Movie. As if you've ever been there, you may know they have a whole Jim Henson exhibition on one of their floors. Right next door is where they film a lot of Sesame Street, so they have like a relationship with a lot of like the Henson people. So I think at one of these screenings there were actually like Muppet performers who like gave a talk.
Oh, cool.
Afterwards, although we didn't see that one, unfortunately. But we still saw the first Muppet Movie, which I've actually never seen before. And
yeah, I don't know if I have either.
It's super charming and funny and like cute. Like it's a good movie. It's all like it's about what it's supposed to be about how the Muppets like first got together and started making TV shows together. So it's really like a road trip movie of Kermit like trying to get to Hollywood from his home in the swamp, and like as he's along the way he meets a lot of the other Muppets and they start working together and stuff. So yeah, no, I mean, if you like any Muppet stuff, it's that, it's lots of like corny meta jokes and some puppet slapstick, tons and tons of cameos, which is fun because the Muppet Movie at this point is so old that I watch it and I see the cameos and I got to be like, okay, do I actually know who that person is? And I knew a good, like, I want to say 2/3 of them. So I felt pretty good about myself. But yeah, no, I mean, if you have any affection for the Muppets, I think the first Muppets movie is a great movie. And you will definitely enjoy it. So what about you, Nando? Anything to recommend?
Two things. So one is I don't have a great explanation for what this is. But
tactical baby gear.
Yeah. It's tough because so I obviously love them. I've recommended them several times, like Auntie Donna, the Australian sketch group. They had some friends of theirs, I guess, like had a web series called The Descent, or just Descent, about some people in a submarine trying to find a hidden city. I just don't know the name of the troop, or if the troop is called Grouse House. It might be called that. But that is it's a web series. It's just 2 episodes in, but it's pretty funny. It's very silly, and it's a really specific, like, kind of, I don't know, like, energy from these 3 people. They're all not, like, none of them have been on, at least from what I can tell, any of the other Auntie Donna stuff. But I thought it was pretty funny. It's 2 in, so I haven't finished it, but I enjoy it. Also, remember last week I recommended like a sketch comedy thing that I was like, these guys are funny.
Yeah, one of them's a Nazi.
Oh no, well, I mean, not a Nazi, but one of them does have a secret identity that I think helps to kind of explain what these guys are. One of them did the voice of Sokka on the Avatar show. Yeah. So one of them is like a big voice actor for that, and that's kind of where I imagine like a lot of people know them from. I did not recognize this when I watched it, but anyway, so what was I gonna say? The other thing that I watched, though, that I do want to recommend, I'm 2 episodes into this, but I think I'm gonna like it. I mean, I think as far as I am now, I'm enjoying it enough that even if it's not good, like, great, I like it. It's a new Netflix show that they've refused to advertise because instead it's too many eating hot dogs. But have either of you guys seen anything about Kaos?
Kaos.
Yes, Kaos. That's right.
Oh, Jeff Goldblum is Zeus.
Yes, he's Zeus. So it's a series. I don't know if it's based on anything, but it's set in a present day kind of like, or like a contemporary world where the Greek gods are real and they're just like guys. They are kind of like in charge of everything. We know where they are, but besides that, they just like throw lightning bolts at us and we all pray to them. It takes place in Greece, I guess, in like Thebes or something like that. But or I guess it's in Minos, but either way,
See, I mean, if it's modern day, Thebes does not exist in modern day.
So yeah, that's the thing. It's like it's a world where the Greek gods being real made that like the hub of civilization. It seems like, or something. So like all the ancient Greek stuff that you'd remember from those things, like that is the culture. But anyway, it's mostly fun for, like DJ said, because Jeff Goldblum plays Zeus, who is kind of like if Brian Cox from Succession was like more of a aging hipster weirdo who his kids all hate him because he's been bad to all of them and he constantly cheats on his wife. And the show's not about him. It's about Orpheus and Eurydice, but he is this figure in the background that's like causing a lot of problems. And he's very funny. And I just think as a concept, I don't think this is like amazing, like groundbreaking thing. You watch it and you're like, oh yeah, that's right, that's what that guy is. Oh yeah, he's wearing an eye patch, I guess that's what they're going for. But I do think that just watching Jeff Goldblum do this is pretty fun. And like just having him be a god and be like, they're not worshiping me enough, this is bullshit, like it's funny. I think it's like 8 episodes, 6 or 8 or something like that, and I'm 2 in, so there's plenty left. But overall, I enjoy the vibe of it, and I think it's the kind of thing that Netflix makes. It's kind of interesting, and then they abandon immediately. So I'm not getting super invested, but maybe just this one season is all we need. And yeah, there's some other famous people in it, but none that I think are huge names. It really is like the Jeff Goldblum show when you look at like posters and stuff like that. So yeah, I would recommend Chaos. Next week, what are you doing next week, guys?
The Crow.
When's The Crow hitting VOD?
Yeah,
That's a great
it's got to
question.
be soon.
Right?
Probably like yesterday.
Yeah, imminently.
Let's see. This website seems to suggest that the release date is.
I mean, they probably haven't announced yet. It only came out last week.
Yeah, there was this article. There's probably bullshit. Was like, it knows when it is, but actually now I'm like, it doesn't even say.
It's
bullshit.
Probably just AI generated SEO slop.
Yeah, it does seem like slop.
I love our SEO slop.
I mean, like when a movie bombs so bad, a lot of the time they do, like they throw it to streaming so quick. Oh, wait, no, that's not right. Ah, man, there's so much slop. I love it. The internet's so
it's
good.
cool how searching, like online searches are not good anymore.
Yeah, right.
All right, so this one actually does give me a date. It's not the actual date for sure, but it's based on like other movies that Lionsgate has released. They're thinking the 13th of September. So just about a little more than a week from now.
We shall see.
Maybe, yeah. But beyond that, you know, we have other movie that's coming up, and we also have like movies coming up in September. You know, and shows. You know, we could do I don't know which show. Whatever one of the shows or movies that fucking Agatha's parodying. If you want to do Mayor of Easttown or something, that'd be fun, wouldn't it?
I love it.
Those Philadelphians just cannot get anything right. I
That's
don't know.
right.
We'll figure it out. DJ, do you have anything to plug?
I do. So we had a crazy finale of Roses and Rejections for this season of The Bachelorette. You
guys got divorced live on stream.
I mean,
Did she
eat
any of the men?
Huh?
Like, did she kill and eat any of the men?
I mean,
or did the man kill and eat any of the women? I don't know. I can never remember. The Bachelorette is one Bachelorette, right? And
Yes.
many bachelors.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
yeah. So she would have to kill.
And she probably should have killed and ate the final guy. It's they finally did it. They got to a point where they just broadcasted someone's trauma. So I'll give you the high points.
Yes.
This person, she proposed. And that was like the novel thing. Well, she's gonna propose, and then he said yes.
The
and then
woman proposed?
What?
That's
Hold
that's
on.
not
Give me
important.
my diaper bag so I can understand this bullshit. That's what you said, I'm sure, when it happened.
It's not important for this. So she proposes, and he also proposes, which anyway, and then it turns out he was just like a sociopath and lying the whole time, and he didn't love her, and the whole thing was a sham. So they have him come out, and like they confront each other, and then they show us the proposal, what we know to be doomed proposal, and they have her reaction in the lower third, just like breaking down on live television.
That's awesome.
No, it was bad.
Rules.
No, guys, this is bad. And Michelle and I talk about how this is bad. And they shouldn't have done this. I mean,
is this Jen? Is that the person I'm supposed to be looking for?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, see, I'm going to defend this man right now.
What the fuck?
I'm going to defend him. The only thing he did differently than any other person who's ever been on this show is say that out loud.
Oh my God.
It's true. They're all sociopaths. And if they're not, I'm sure the show makes them
they're all there
sociopaths.
to be famous on reality shows. Like,
yep.
They're not there to find their true love. The only thing he did differently is say that where it could be recorded.
I love it.
I think it's the quick turnaround because I think, to your point, Diggins, they come on the show and then they do the whole rigmarole and then they let like 18 months pass and let the slow erosion of time fizzle away at their relationship and they eventually have a quiet breakup. But he just like rapped, turned around. I don't love you anymore. I'm gonna go out clubbing and I hate you. Bye.
Yeah.
And it just like devastated this woman. I felt so bad for her. I feel so bad for her.
Are his DMs blowing up, do you think? Is that like good for him?
I don't know.
Yeah. Is he gonna be on Talk to Her?
Oh,
I'm sure he'll be the first guest. His name's Devin. He's a terrible person. He's a terrible person.
Nice.
We all don't like him.
Can't trust anybody whose name starts with D. That's what I always say.
That's true.
Probably
Their
true.
First name specifically.
Right. Sure.
I'll take either.
Yeah. But
what season is this? Sorry, I'm just trying to find it. 21 episode 10 is what I'm looking for. Okay, great.
You're gonna watch this. You're gonna watch it with no context. Just gonna dive right in.
You gave me all the context I need. I think I'm gonna skip to the end where when the relationship destroys itself or something.
I just need to watch a woman go through in severe emotional pain live on national television.
Yeah, look at you fools. Watch 10 episodes of this when I could just get it in 1 minute. I don't need to waste any time.
Yeah, just go to the end.
TikTok.
Go to the end when Devin comes out onto the stage with Jesse Palmer and her. Well, what I would do is I would do the last hour, I think, basically of what aired. So maybe last like 40 minutes on Hulu is so it's Jesse Palmer is going to address everyone saying, so she doesn't, the proposal doesn't work out, and then follow from there. And it's fucking crazy. And then listen to our podcast for our instant reaction.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all I got. Diggins, how about you?
I unfortunately haven't witnessed any people getting their lives destroyed on national TV lately, so nothing to plug here. What about you, Nando?
I mean, I also haven't. I mean, we got that debate coming up. That might destroy somebody's life on national TV.
Yeah, it's true.
We'll never know. It could destroy all of our lives if it goes the wrong way. So
I just need more.
We'll find out.
I need more Shuffer and Shuckatash. I just need people to hear the lisp and be like, wait, what is going on with the lisp?
It's so weird that it's such a, like, what do we think is going on? Is it just his dentures don't stick to his mouth because he eats too many cheeseburgers or something? Like, what? Yeah.
My grandpa started getting that as he got older. I think it is like a teeth thing.
But it's just,
and also just like less, I think just less muscle control in your mouth in general. But
it's like, it's come so rapidly, you know, it's like all of a sudden, right? We thought it was just the Elon interview, but now it's like sprinkled everywhere. It's wild. It's
pretty good.
I'm sure that right before the debate, like his aides will like shove a handful of ginger up his ass, and you know, so he seems sprightly and lively, and they can get a good price on him before you realize that he's not a good horse at all.
Yeah, they're gonna like pump 3 Celsiuses right into his veins.
Oh man, that just reminded me of another thing I was gonna rec that I forgot to, but like, have you guys watched? I don't remember the name of this channel. It's a YouTube channel. They just do bits about excuse me. It's the Elephant Graveyard is what it's called. They do these like 30-minute long videos about comedy specials, and one of them, the most recent one that everybody watched, is just called "Burn the Boats" is a funeral for Joe Rogan's comedy career, and it is so funny. And what you were describing reminds me of one of Joe Rogan's horrible jokes in it. So yeah.
I guess I'm not funny.
No. I'm just saying, like, the thing that you're talking about doing is something Joe Rogan also talks about doing, and it brought back memories just hearing you guys say, like, all right, yeah, I was supposed to recommend that because it is pretty fun. As far as me things, I Magneto and the Brotherhood of Mutants pitches out. I put some snap videos out. I'll have my Silver Sable one on YouTube tomorrow or something. I put out a video just today because apparently there's a lot of actors that are swirling around for Green Lantern roles. It seems like we're probably pretty close to figuring out who those are going to be.
Ryan Reynolds.
Oh my God, yeah, that'd be so great. And like he could be like one. He would be a fun Guy Gardner if we didn't already have a really good one. But yeah, it seems like we're getting like an old man and young man kind of thing. So I don't know. Probably Josh Brolin. That's the name that keeps coming up. Wouldn't it be cool to see him in a comic book thing? Wouldn't that be great?
I don't think we've ever had that before. We've never had him specifically in a DC property either.
Nope. Never been a lawman in a DC property either.
Nope.
Yeah, never been in space in a comic book thing. So it's all going to be very exciting. So yeah, those videos and then all of other videos and stuff. Yeah, until next week, I've been at Nando View Movies on Twitter.
I'm at Zippy by Day.
I'm at This Is an Odd Name.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. We love you.